don't give a damn. So you better be calm. With safari hat on, we digging deep, come on. Yeah. Born in the country that was meant to be free. Gifted in yapping to prove conspiracy. Educated in the cornfield but dreaming of the beach. Inspired by a humble host, let that man preach. Republican, nah, Democrat, ew. Reporting what's true through a new view to you. I don't give a damn. So you better be calm. With safari hat on. Into the weeds, come on. I don't give a damn. So you better be calm. With safari hat on. We digging deep, come on. Yeah. Tiger shark circle, but I'm staying the course. Deep research, digging, overturn every source. Tin, foil, squirrel, organize the chaos. Gather each acorn, expose corporate payoffs. What matters the most? Respecting what is true. Always be saying like moss should grow on you. Welcome to I don't give a damn. So you better be calm. With safari hat on, triceratops. Hold on. I don't give a damn. So you better be calm. With safari hat on. We digging deep, come on.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming and spending your Sunday with me if you're here live. If you are not here live, thank you for spending whatever day of the week it is that I probably have no idea what day of the week it is anyways, whatever day it is, because I never do. Do any of us really know what day of the week it is? I only knew that in elementary school when we had to write it down. This afternoon, I am trying out a show on Sunday, and if I do a show next weekend, it will also, it may pivot just a little bit for the next 2 weeks because I have a few events, that are going on in my family. But I'm trying out Sunday to see how it works because I will be in a different time zone in 2 weeks, and I'm trying to make sure that it works for me and so that I'm not dead after hiking around all day. So today we're going to talk about some sauce. And fun fact about me, I actually used to make sauce for a living and manage people making sauce for a living at a very well-known breadstick organization. Restaurant. I don't know why I said organization. I hate the breadsticks. I'm actually a Fazoli's breadstick kind of gal, but everybody loves the Olive Garden breadsticks. Not me, because I used to come home smelling like them every day. I actually threw away all of the clothes I had when I was a restaurant manager. So they still smelled like breadsticks no matter how much you wash them. And they were a bunch of cute Old Navy clothes, but nobody cares about that. Today I also am trying out something new, so you can totally drop a comment and let me know if you like it or not. I have never done the vertical thing in my life, so my microphone's also in a really weird placement. I know that it's ugly, that the wire, or wait, yeah, I'm trying to look at the screen. I know that the wire's ugly, so I will try to fix that next time. I'm going to try to be as efficient as possible today as well. So if you could hit the like button, that would be great. And I would love that. That would make my day. And if you leave any comments, any feedback is appreciative in the comment section. It really helps, or commenting as the show's going on. I'm new to this, figuring out the algorithm. I have no idea how it works most of the time, but I do know that it's effective in getting the show out there. So would love that. If anyone does any super chats or anything, I will go over those at the end because I do believe Barron's going live this evening. I've been looking forward to it all weekend. And I don't know what time he's going live, so I will have Marsh keep an eye on that. And when I have an update, I will let you all know as well if you are here and if you care. If you don't care, potatoes. So today we are going to talk about, after one more reminder, hit the like button or else. I'm just joking. I kind of. So Today we're going to talk about sauce, and I have a presentation per usual. So I hope that you brought your notes. Not really. I think that I have an interactive thing I'm doing today too, so it'll be a little bit more fun to break it up. I know that sometimes going over different topics when I'm not focusing on a series at once, it can be a lot for people to take in. So I did it to be a little bit more fun and simple today to go over with some visuals of what I'm even talking about. So again, if you're here, thank you. And I hope you enjoy. If not, get better taste. And yeah. Anyways, I don't know why I just spaced out. I was reading the comments for a second. That's why I should not do that. Marshall yell at me in the thing. So today we're going to talk about a 25-year-old who flipped sneakers for $44 at the beginning of his career. A few years later, he's running a celebrity poker tour and a marketing agency. His name is sitting on a corporate filing for a company called Secret Sauce Holdings, and his last name is Wynn. Yes, as in the same last name as Steve Wynn. So we're talking about Blake Wynn, Steve Wynn's nephew. This is the same Blake Wynn that was recently in the spotlight with rumors that I believe were to hide the actual paper trails that are more interesting than a rumor of someone dating. And today I'm going to show you those filings. It's public information. So again, with the copyright disclaimer that is in the bottom of the description here, none of this information is illegally sourced information. It's all legal public information with the addresses blurred out. And I do want to mention the fair use copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. The allowance is made for fair use for the purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. So today we are going to be working on that. With buffering, I do believe if that is happening, it may be your internet. So is it buffering for you guys still currently, or is the sound better now? Oh, the spinning wheel of death. I am not getting the spinning wheel of death. So, connection problems. Oh no. Like you guys are having connection problems, or I'm having the connection problems. No buffering. Okay. So it may be if you are connected to your internet and you are watching from a phone, if you take it off of your internet and go towards your data, it should do no buffering. So sorry if that is happening. I am seeing the people that are watching vertically from their cell phones. They're not having the buffering issue. So I apologize if that is happening to you. I live in the middle of nowhere, so I do understand that from time to time. Okay, so getting back to business, we have Blake Wynn who starts flipping sneakers for $44, and he uses this to describe the start of his career. By September of 2018, the public record shows B Wynn Sports LLC with Blake Wynn as the managing member. The same month, he is listed as the founder and CEO of Enclave Key. EK is what stood out to me with that one. The domain for that agency is registered in 2020, and Enclave later appears as a sponsor on his celebrity poker tour in 2024. And this is a championship flyer that Blake himself promoted on X on his own X account, the same one that he used to tweet recently that he was not in a relationship and that someone needed to lay off the Doritos, which I found to be interesting because I feel like you would say Cheeto dust. Dorito dust is never as bad as Cheeto fingers. I'm telling you. And I'm somebody that loves, I used to eat them all the time, Cheetos and Doritos, and there is nothing worse than the Cheeto crap all over your hands. Dorito stuff is so easy to get off. But anyways, so today we're going to go over that, and I have an interactive thing that I will be going over. And so in 2012, we have a Delaware entity that shows up called Secret Sauce LLC, and it's formed and later permanently revoked. In 2016, Secret Sauce Media LLC appears in Nevada. In 2020, we have a Saucy Sauce Company of America formed in Arizona, and it's at the same address, and the registered agent pattern seems to keep appearing through this process. The only one documented fingerprint that we have tying Blake Wynn to this is formed in Delaware on August 31st, 2021. And it's registered in Arizona in 2022. And it's administratively revoked for the failure to file the annual reports. So we have the authorized shares showing in this, and I will go over that where it has his name. So thank you so much again for coming. I see people in here, and I apologize if you're having buffering issues, but if you could exit and then rejoin, I do show that my connection is very sturdy. So I apologize that that is happening if it is. And I am going to double check one more thing. Okay. Yeah, I think it's YouTube because I've been having that happen when I watch, especially if I'm watching from my phone. Okay. I love the kind words in the comment section. Like they're gonna get me riled up. That's such a nice thing to ask in the comments. It's funny. Okay. So thank you for coming in if you are here. And then we have Blake promoting the Celebrity Poker Tour Championship that Charlie was actually expected to play in 2024. And then after Charlie passes, we have multiple posts, and I'm going to put them in today and kind of review them on the first episode that I did, where Blake Wynn is posting the Celebrity Poker Tour. And it includes the screenshots and the private text messages between Charlie and Blake as well. Blake also comments on those posts. So everything in there comes from the public filings with state filings, Secretary of State, public posts, and I'm just going to go over what's on the record. I do want to be fair and say this here. I'm not alleging that anyone did anything illegal here. What I'm going to show is that it's a little bit bizarre that we have this sauce company pattern that shows up and the way that the filings work, and then also the way that the LLCs are working in 2025 when we look specifically at Blake Wynn. There seems to be a lot of action after there wasn't a lot of action for a few years. So thank you, LOL. I see that. I mean, it is a little bit hard, I will say. I have a light over here. And then I have two computer screens right here. So I'm going here from reading. And then when I get excited, my eyes get really big. But I think it's bizarre that someone would come in here and ask if I'm on drugs. That's hilarious. I had a lot of caffeine and I have ADHD. So Dutch Silver, thank you so much for commenting that I have wide eyes. They're wide enough that I can see you. And if you want to continue talking like that, please just make sure that it is appropriate because that's not a kind thing to come on here and say at all. So we're not going to tolerate that. And this is a warning. Anything that is not appropriate in the comment section, you'll just get a ban or a timeout for a period of time because we have all ages that are in the comments and the chats, and I want to keep it family friendly and appropriate. So just full disclosure, not trying to call you out, but I saw a lot of people in the same time, and it looked like, honestly, there were some bots that kept coming in all at the same time, which makes me feel like maybe I am over the target with how some of this MAGA money was moving. So if you're a part of that, welcome. And try to talk with your eyes having a light in it. So I'm going to keep going. Yeah, because that's what you do when you're worried about someone. You say it in the comments like that. So, we're gonna go into these filings. Yeah, Marsha, I know. So, okay, moving on and going. Hey, True Blue Goo, I see you in there. I'm going to start with my presentation, and this is the first time I'm going horizontal and vertical. So, if that is a part of the issue with the buffering, I will look at that, but I think that the buffering has stopped. It actually seemed like it was the same group of people that were talking about that. And I agree. I just want everyone to be nice to each other. I'm not going to tolerate people being mean to each other, even in the comments. I do appreciate people like, having fun and it being something where you're going back and forth with each other. But I just want to make sure this is a respectful area where I also don't want anyone to be attacking anyone in the comment section or making anyone feel like they're not welcome here. So everyone is welcome, but if you would not like it said about you, let's not say it in the comment section in a disrespectful way to me or to others. So we are going to keep going. And then I have this fun game Marsh actually created that looks like the game. I actually don't know how you even played this game, but you know that song 99 bottles of, I think it's 99 bottles of beer on the wall. I don't even know who could drink that many bottles of beer, but I have a version that's a timeline with sauce bottles. So I do have that will keep going. And thank you for the mic comment, Winston. I don't even know what kind. I think this is it. I always forget what mic this is, but oh, and thank you for saying that my hair is lovely. I was at a racetrack all weekend, so it's very frizzy under the hat, and I need to wash it today. So, I do need to wash it. So, I was sorry. I need to stop reading the comments. So we're gonna get into it so that I can keep moving forward, and then we're just gonna get going. So, welcome in if you're new from earlier too. So, today we're going to talk about these sauce companies, and I just kind of went over in the intro what we're going to talk about. But the first thing that we're going to talk about is kind of how there's like a sneaker and Las Vegas entity coming in here. I do not race. I see that in the things. I was at a Formula drift event thing. So I was there as a spectator. I was not a racer, but I do have the same name as the coolest person in Fast and Furious. So he's bald. I know. But that's why I have so much hair to make up for it, because I kind of drive. I live my life a quarter mile at a time. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you might as well be a Joe. I like rhyming. Okay. So we have Blake with his sneakers, and if you know anything about Blake, I did an episode about Erica and Blake a while ago. And with Erica and Blake, I do not believe that they are dating. If they are, I don't really care. If they are, it's their business, it's her life, it's his life if they want to do that. I think that it's also very common for people that have children to eventually seek out another person or a relationship if you're a companion type person. So I'm not going to judge anyone for that, but I do think that that's typically something people want to come out and say on their own terms or their own time. And when I look at the entire situation, I don't believe that they are or were dating at any point. So I don't think that it's possible with what I'm looking at. And I know that there's a big age gap as well. And I know that there was an age gap between Erica and Charlie and that she was older. But more what I see is almost like this family empire of the MAGA movement kind of intertwining with Las Vegas, because I think that it keeps going over and over again. So we have Blake, and so this is, sorry, I have this slide's kind of repetitive. Oopsies. And then this is, I put secret, I have it wrong. I put secret tape on these because I thought that was hilarious with sauce. I know this is a dad joke. If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, oopsies. But I thought it was funny. But Marsh, I just saw this. So if you've been here before, it's a joke. This is what he was talking about earlier, and I did not see it. I don't know how you snuck this in here, but this is a joke because I used to be a big fan of George W. Bush, and he put me looking at George Bush like the X-Man dude. I didn't even know this was a meme. So I'm not a superhero person, but we are going to keep talking about sauce. And this is a joke that Marsh put in here. Thank you for coming, John. It's nice to see a familiar face in here as well. So this is hilarious, and I'm going to keep going. Oh no, more secret tape. All right. So the timeline we're going to talk about today is this one, and it's in here a few different times. And this is for a visual for people that need this because I know some people's brains work differently. And I tried to make this as effective as possible where there was a visual where if you wanted to see it, you could, but where it wasn't so boring because I know that everyone doesn't want to sit here and look through every piece of paper. So, Marsh, people do like your artwork in the comments. I do see that. So congratulations, sir. You're an artist. So, you can see on here, I have different timelines showing Blake's businesses. And then the secret sauce entities is that second row right there. And I think I need to take my head away so that you can see this better. Okay. So, and then we have the Kirk's hot sauce. So we can see that being filed on the third row if you're looking down there after Blake is on the holding corporation between 2021 and 2022. So when we're looking at that Kirk's hot sauce in 2023 and the timeline between the other ones, it makes me a bit uncomfortable. That is not an allegation. It's just simply stating it's really weird that we have Blake Wynn being on a Secret Sauce Holdings, Charlie Kirk coming up with Kirk's hot sauce in the way that they opened a Turning Point headquarters in Las Vegas. We have a lot of Nevada elements to this. And I know that people say Nevada, potatoes. I think that you could say it both ways. The problem is someone that seems to really want a certain narrative is also a multi-generation Nevadan dude, and his name is Andrew Colvett. Andrew Colvett seems to be involved in these same weird media circles, and I think that you can go back and look at the public LinkedIn of Blake Wynn and see why that might be a little bit uncomfortable for certain people with his first jobs in marketing when he's in California. So today we are going to talk about Charlie's Hot Sauce Company because I'm not sure if this is something that shows awareness or that is just a coincidence. But I'm going to be really honest with you. Out of all the freaking companies somebody could have, to have a hot sauce company and then have another guy that's tied into all of this in the Las Vegas empire, seeing how Donald Trump was tied into Vegas and how someone in his corporation back in the 80s when he was getting in trouble for some things seems to also be a Nevadan, or he was in Nevada for a period of time, but he was local to Utah and ends up dying in a helicopter crash that seems very weird, who also worked with Steve Wynn. And then we see Steve Wynn being promoted to the, I believe, one of the Republican groups. I have it and I'll pull it up. The RNC financial guy by Donald Trump. And then he has to actually step down because of allegations that are made against him. And then we see how Blake Wynn and the family is making donations to certain things. All of those things seem to continue to add up. So it's a little bit weird that has happened. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't think you guys will like it. But, it is what it is. I also want to say in here, we have Blake Wynn posting on his own account, not on the CPT account, unless he deleted it and put the new one on there. But we have him posting the Celebrity Poker Tour promotion with Charlie Kirk's face on it. And it's not on the official posts on the Instagram, on the Facebook, on the X account. It's on his own X account where that's at. So it's a little bit weird, and we'll show that today, and I'm going to go over it. So if you're showing up late today, we are just going to talk about what I'm showing on the screen and how it interacts, and I will explain as we go through it. And then if you would like to watch the intro, you can. I may have been a little bit sassy, so I do feel bad if I hurt anyone's feelings. I just felt like it was a little bit of a weird, I don't even know what that was at the beginning, but I just really didn't like it, and I don't want that to happen to anyone else or me in the comment section. So, and it's my show, so I can do that, sadly for you, but happily for me. So, oops. This is why I'm working with Marsh so that he can also move this thing so that it's not as crazy. Okay. Oops. Because when I go back and forth, I hit the wrong button and then I don't know where I am anymore. Because I have my laptop and then I have this up here and I have like I actually have like 30 different browser things open because I was trying to make it super efficient today when I was going back and forth. So, as I was saying earlier, we have Blake Wynn starting with $44 that he started flipping those sneakers with. And a few years later, he ends up having a marketing agency, a celebrity poker tour thing in Las Vegas. And his name's on a corporate filing for a company called Secret Sauce. His last name is Blake Wynn, like I said earlier, as in the same wins that were on the Las Vegas Strip that have been really popular with some of this turning point and rumor mill that's been going around. And like I said earlier, I do believe that the reason a lot of that was happening was to cover up what is right in front of us. And I feel like that's also the same thing that we see in the DOJ files that came out, because the paper trail is very evident of people that were aware or unaware of what was going on and who financially gained from that. And when you get emotional about things, you overreact. And when you overreact, you're not thinking logically about a lot of things. So when you see some of the things in those files that were not emailed about before his first arrest, with Jeffrey as an example of this, you start to see things that almost look like accusations that actually have nothing to back it up, that do make it harder for anyone in the DOJ or the FBI to do their jobs. And when we look at that as a whole too, it's really weird because people want to focus on and I'm not saying that those things are not horrible, because they are very disheartening. And I feel like a lot of the things in there are very disturbing and disgusting. So don't think that I'm saying that at all. But what I am saying is, financially, there are a lot of crimes going on. And financially, when anyone is assisting in a cover up or profiting off of something that they are aware of, whether rumor or not rumor, and they're aware of it that way, it's illegal. And looking at the U.S. Virgin Islands, that is a United States territory where he was at, they are very clear in their paperwork showing that he was moving humans for certain uses. And it is in the paperwork, it's clearly filed. They did a much better job of financially disclosing what was going on and who he was working with. And I do feel like a lot of that was because of the state stuff going on and how they handled that. And I do feel like they handled it really well. Even though there was some corruption going on, there was not as much corruption as what we seem to see stateside, which makes me think that Little St. James was not the island. America was the island. And it was a lot of a bigger island, because we have not done nearly enough about the financial crimes or the movement of individuals over state lines or over international borders, which is severely illegal. It doesn't matter if some of it happened in Florida. It doesn't matter if some of it happened in New York. The things that happened where people were flown to Europe, and the things that happened where people were flown over international waters to the U.S. Virgin Islands and across state lines, is what makes it very illegal. So every time I hear someone say something like that, it's insane to me, because they only focus on the sensational aspects that make that people are repeating over and over. And I do think those things are important to talk about. So I'm not saying that they're not, but you don't get discovery like that by going. And I feel like that is why a lot of people are frustrated with certain parts of this investigation, because you can't go on allegations and convict someone. That's just not how it works. So it has to be something that is a clear evidence to continue pursuing something like that. So I don't know. It's a weird series of events. So okay. So I'm going to keep going. So for the first few years, he has all of that going on, and I feel like the pot just continues to keep stirring. So there are a lot of dad jokes up in this whole thing because I used to work in sauce. So if you don't like dad jokes, I'm sorry. Kind of, not really, because I'm going to keep doing it. So, okay. So since we talked about the front of the house, and if you worked in a restaurant, you'll know. Now we're going to go to the back of the house where all the magic happens. We're not going to be fake. We're not going to put a smile on our face and say that the guest is always right. Today, we are going to talk about the back of the house and how I think money and power was moving throughout a few different decades. And I think that the sun just moved, so you're going to see a glare on my glasses now. That's great because it wasn't here as much earlier. Okay, so, oops, I just accidentally hit the wrong thing because Marsh had to step out for a second. Okay. So, on the last episode, we talked about who Blake was and how I believe we went on an overview in that other episode, which you can find on my YouTube page if you would like to see it, about who he was, what he was doing, who his family was, and all of that stuff. There are some interesting things that I actually don't think I touched base on. And the reason why I did not touch base on them is because they seem to be weird one-off things. So I'll mention them briefly, but again, these are just things that were reported. They are not things that I am saying are true. So Blake Wynn's father had some allegations made about him about a few different things. One of them, I believe he lost a license to be able to work with something in the casinos. The other one is an allegation that seems to continue in this story and had no follow-up with it. So I want to be fully honest when I say this. People go through divorces. People accuse people of things. There are a lot of things that go on. This was not an allegation that was made against a spouse. This was an allegation that was about a child or children in general. So, full disclosure, if you look hard enough, you can find that. There was an article about it and that I think he was detained. I don't know if it was considered arrested or not. I don't think he was ever charged for it. But I did want to note that I felt like that is what made me keep digging of what is going on here. Why is there no follow-up on this? Usually when something like that happens, there's another article that comes out, especially when you have a last name like that, that's going to say, yeah, these charges were dismissed. This wasn't a thing. Or yes, this person's charged with this, going to jail. I don't know. That weirds me out that there was no follow-up, even though there were initial articles about it. So it's weird. I don't like that part of this story, and I do want to mention that because I know people are going to be like, "Why didn't you mention this?" if I don't say that briefly here. Even talking about any of this stuff, I am not alleging that anyone is committing a crime other than being very suspicious. But that's not a crime for a lot of reasons, or everybody would be arrested by people that didn't like them. So that's how it works. That's how the justice system should work. So I heard my lisp and I did not like that. So I'm going to keep going and we're going to talk about how we see some people that also seem to be in the Vegas and casino world and then built a following around young people, because I feel like that's also a pattern we have in here. I feel like that's what Blake was doing. That's what Erica was doing. That's what almost everyone was doing in this story, in this narrative, and it's weird to me. I do agree that you should be focused on the youth in certain ways, but, um, when I think of even celebrity, poker tournaments, I think that that's really weird because who likes to watch celebrities? Young people. Who has money to gamble? Not typically young people. So, I don't know. When I think about that and I think about how young people are also taken advantage of in the education system and how a lot of times people can't even get a car loan without their parents if their parents are not helping them, if they don't have any credit, and how people can go take out insane college loans and then owe a bunch of money to the government. I think about how inappropriate that is and how we basically enslave young people in things that they don't understand at that age. And we all thought that we knew best when we were young. I don't know how many times a lot of us learned a lesson the hard way, but I can think of a lot of those times in my own life where I've learned a lesson the hard way. So, looking back and seeing how the system is set up and seeing how I see how that affects people that I know later in life who have families now and are still dealing with the repercussions of some of those decisions, it makes me sad. So, we're gonna dive into that and how Vegas continues to be a chain. And then so we're gonna talk about who they are, the secret sauce entities, where Blake touches them on paper, and the threads that I'm kind of looking at next with this because I started it on X. If you follow me on the same username, it's I don't give a damn. If you care, if you don't care, well, I'm sad that I won't see you there. Um, so we're going to talk about what the secret sauce entities are and then where Blake is. And then we're going to talk about Blake Wynn, Steve Wynn, and the Kirk world and how these kind of continuously overlap. So we have the full rundown on Blake that I did in the last episode. Like I was saying, he is the sneaker kid turned marketing guru, poker operator. And then Steve Wynn, the name on the building, used to be the name on the building. Well, it's kind of still it's up in the air because it depends on how you look at it in certain contexts, I guess, because he's not technically still as involved. Then we have Blake, who's the nephew, and the casino dynasty under years of legal pressure, which seems to be a pattern too when we're talking about certain people in the MAGA movement in Las Vegas, and also relation to Erica in Las Vegas and certain people. So keeping that in mind, there seems to be a pattern here, and I don't think it's a gamble, dad joke, to say that at all. So I don't know that many people that work in Las Vegas. I don't know a single person that has worked in the casino world. So if you do, and it's like that, and you know this many people that are buying casinos, building casinos over in Asia, doing all of these things, having mysterious helicopter crashes, getting the biggest SEC fines from a casino perspective, being in the files, talking about you and your elbow going through a Picasso painting, Steve Wynn, then you're kind of suspicious. Like, I hate to tell you, but you are insanely suspicious. My name's not in those files, your name is. So, I don't know, check yourself. Um, and then the overlap with the Charlie Kirk world and how he has his family sauce company and how Erica continues this friendship with Blake Wynn, and it seems to be a very, predominant friendship on both sides. So, we have, um Blake that talks about Erica in a podcast and different things and how and other people have touched base on this too. So if you have been keeping up on the Charlie Kirk case, I don't think you would think this is a new thing if you watch Barron. But he has talked about how Erica is such a good person to look up to and how amazing she is and yada yada. Before that, he's hanging out with Tulsi Gabbard and Charlie Kirk and going to some events and everything else. So when you continue to see that and you continue to see that friendship afterwards, I think that is really interesting being a married person myself. Um my I feel like that is the equivalent to truthfully I will look at that. It is something with Nightbot, so I will look at that later. I don't know why that happened, if it was a timing thing, but I do see that in here. I do wanna mention, though, if my husband's, like, work friends, I would not be hanging out with them after he passed away. If he passed away, I would not. Even if I took over the company, I mean, like, maybe here and there, but it wouldn't be, like, somebody that was coming to medal, ceremony where I was hugging them and it was on camera and I allowed them to post that. I don't know. I think it's also inappropriate, whether your spouse is alive or not alive, to hug people when you have a public platform and you're part of a conservative movement. I don't care if you think that's old fashioned. I think there's a difference between a side hug and a full frontal hug. And boundaries are important. And when you are sitting there making other people uncomfortable, kind of like Jesse, I think it's Jesse, is it Walters or Waters? I don't know his last name, on stage, and he doesn't know what to do with his hands because you're embracing him with this full frontal bear hug on a stage. And I believe he's also married. It's uncomfortable and it's also disrespectful because you know how people are going to interpret that and you need to be appropriate. So I don't like it, and I think that it's weird. Um, and I just think it's gross. So I don't even like hugs that much, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was on stage and I was and the vice president was coming up, and even if we were friends, it would be a side hug or anything. It'd be like a, "Oh, thank you for coming. Thank you." Like, it wouldn't be a, "Oh my gosh," and then I grab your head and rub it. What in the heck? I don't like it. It's disgusting and it's weird. And I mean, I don't even think if you can find a single time that she hugged Charlie like that on stage, I still don't think it would be appropriate. So, um, I don't I don't recall a single time that she embraced him like that on stage, even when he would call her out and everything. It's just really weird, and I agree, don't touch someone's hair, and it's like she's almost, like, petting him like he's a dog. I don't know. I don't think he was taken aback because you can see the photo, you can see his face, you can watch the video of it happening, and I do think it's disrespectful to his wife, and I don't think that you can call yourself a friend of to him or his wife knowing that he is going to run for president. And that is going to be something that's looming over him, unless you're trying to almost, like, blackmail him or something. I don't know, maybe that's what it is. I still don't like it, so it's gross, it's weird. I don't wanna think about it anymore because it just makes me so frustrated by the whole inappropriate boundary thing. Boundaries are there for a reason. If you're going to be a public figure in a conservative movement, boundaries are very important. Physical boundaries are even more important if you are going to make fun of a group of other people that you say have no boundaries. I think it's disgusting if anyone's making out in public. I don't care who you are. I think it's disgusting if anyone is being, and I don't know, like, I don't really judge if it's the left or the right because that's all made up anyways. It's because if our government was not inefficient, there would be nothing for them to do, and there would need to be less of them. And then a lot of them would have to go get real jobs, like the right complains about the left of not doing, even though they're both on X, they're both on podcasts all day instead of doing their job. They're both allowing for the government to be shut down all the time. They're both not doing their jobs. I don't even know if they know what their job description is. I'm talking with my hands a lot right now, but it's it's weird. I don't know. Like, I don't know how you chose to run for those positions. So maybe you should have looked into what it entails a little bit more. And instead of being a part of the problem, why don't you talk about fixing the problem? And it's kind of like the whole point that you're there. If you're not there to fix the problem, go get another job and step down. And I think that it was very respectful of certain people to step down and do that because they no longer felt like they could be a part of fixing the problem, like Marjorie. So, or Majorie, I don't even know how you say it, but MTG, I think, is what people call her. So, it's gross. It is gross. So, moving on to the connections and the state filings, which I know most of you will feel are boring. So then we have the bottles of sauce on the wall game to go through it in a visual. So we have Blake, and he is a managing member of the Blake Wynn Sports. And we have a couple different things he's doing here. So the first thing he's doing is the sneakers, and a lot of that is under the Just Win name. So there is that on here too. And then he has Enclave Key, and we'll go over that because I do think it's a little bit suspicious with the initials. And then we have the Celebrity Poker Tour, which I feel like is, again, a focus on younger people, a focus on data, a focus on getting people to want to be involved with stuff or watch on the internet. And you could do a lot with the data with gambling, because I do think physically going to gamble is something that is not as popular anymore. People used to have to go and be in Vegas and do all of that, but you don't have to do that anymore. You can do those apps where you're placing bets on certain things. I mean, you can do almost anything from your computer or your phone. You don't have to physically go to Las Vegas. You can do it all through the day, which is a problem in certain ways. So I do agree, Marsh. We need to look at that. I see that in the comments because I needed to respond to them as well because they responded again on the Venmo. Polymarket, thank you, Patty Cakes. That is correct. I could not think of the word because I was sitting over here reading at the same time. I'm not even going to try to point because every time I do and then I watch the show afterwards, I point at the wrong side, and it's a problem. So yeah, I used to have to physically go too. It wasn't like a normal, I'm not even that old. I'm in my 30s, but I used to have to go. And they always smoke cigarettes in casinos. And I have asthma really bad, so it's like not a vibe. But let me tell you, the Buffalo slot machine, chef's kiss every time. Every time. Chew Blue Goo, I've always been a girl too. I know. I can't believe Marsh is doing that to you because he has never done that to me. And it's so mean of him to do that. I'm joking. I think that he got you confused with someone else. And we do need to correct that because it was for a donation thing. So that is why he was saying that in the comments as well. I was not. Marsh, erase that right now. How do I erase that? I'm deleting that right now. Okay. So basically we have Blake kind of going through these evolutions, and I get embarrassed by public affection too. I think it's really weird. I don't know. Like, I just think that it's great. I don't know. I think that's why we all have houses. I'm not saying, like, don't hug your spouse. I'm not saying don't hug your spouse and hold their hand or anything like that, but I don't know. I get uncomfortable if I see people making out in public, if I see people smacking butts in public, like especially when kids are around. I think that is so disgusting. And it is so gross, and it is such a bad boundary to teach children, in my opinion. And I don't know. I just remember that not being a thing when I was younger. So I don't remember it like pre-2010. Maybe it's because I wasn't paying attention, but maybe I'm being too judgmental as I grow up. I don't know if it's judgmental. I don't know. I just think that it's disrespectful is the word, not judgmental. Yeah, being weird, and just go get a room. I don't know. So I feel about it. So yeah, I agree, Chew Blue Goo. But I do agree, like, your spouse, like, holding your hand or, like, putting, I don't know. But I'm going to stop talking about it because I know that that's, like, a very polarizing subject. So I'm going to stop looking at the comments, too, because I need to be efficient. And if Marsh is paying attention, if you could check when Barron's on, because I don't want to go over, even if I have to do, like, a part 2 or something. I want to make sure that I'm not missing that because I've been excited about that all weekend as well. So we're going to talk about what I have over here in the. I'm pointing again, even though I said I'm not going to do that. I am doing it, and I don't know. Okay, here we go. I don't know if you guys can see that even. Let me know if you can or you can't. But basically, we have these business filings. This one is in Nevada. Nevada. I'm going to say it both ways so that people don't get upset about it. But we see some weird things going on here in 2025. Specifically in I got you, Chew Blue Goo. Specifically July and November, and then a dissolution or a dissolving thing going on. And then we also have this weird never fold thing, which I feel like could relate to poker. Thanks, Marsh. As well. But it's weird to me because of the fold AR entity we kind of see going on. And I don't think that it's necessarily suspicious that fold AR is a thing. What I do think is suspicious is if you already have these other entities, why do you also have Neverfold LLC? Like, why are you not just keeping Blake Wynn Sports? Why are or B Win Sports or B&G Control or the 1776 Castle LLC? And why are you picking the year that America's founded? And why is it in November of 2025? I mean, these are just questions. These are questions I have. Questions I have. And I don't like it. And if you like it, well, God bless you. God bless you. Because I think that as I continue, you're going to think it's a lot more weird. So then we have here, this one is the BG Control LLC. And I'm saying this so that I do not mess it up. But this one, Blake Wynn is on with another gentleman, and his name is Griffin Johnson. Now, when I started to look at who Griffin Johnson is, I noticed a weird pattern, and I hate that I noticed this, and I only noticed it because I had no idea what the Sandman was. If you know what the Sandman is, you can put that you knew who he is in the comments of this section. I don't know, Marsh, if you want to put like a poll or something. I'm not going to try to do that because I'll mess up and then we'll get behind because I didn't pre-do it. But basically, the Sandman, from what I understand, is a guy that comes to you in your dreams and basically gives you like nightmares and weird stuff. It's demonic. It's gross. I don't like scary movies. I used to think that, what was that movie of the, what was that haunted house movie? Do you guys remember that? That was like someone with a video camera in their own house, and it was like a ghost that, it was like the equivalent to the Blair, I don't even know if I'm going to say this right, the Blair Witch Project or whatever. What is that name? Now I can't even think of it. It's not like Scream. It was a literal haunted movie. All right. Anyways, there was like this home DIY video that was in movie theaters, and it was a haunting in your house. And it felt real. I remember I used to eat chicken nuggets as a movie theater when I would go watch them with my friends. I don't watch scary movies anymore. Paranormal Activity. You win, KK Mishka. Yep, I see a bunch of people saying it now. I could not think of Paranormal Activity, and it was making me so crazy. I was like, why can I not think of that? I feel like that was a pretty mellow haunted movie. I feel like it was not super terrifying like some of them today. I see trailers of hauntings and movies today and scary movies. I have to turn the TV off. I have to like change the channel. I have nothing in my soul that wants to be around that. And maybe it's a thing of growing up, but it's just, I don't know. It's grossing me out, makes me sick to think about people just mainly consuming that or thinking that it's a beautiful thing. When I think of the Sandman, I'll show you why, because I have it next, that basically we have the same guy who I believe, and I blurred out his face because his face isn't important here. Okay. The importance is that this man is into horse racing, and he has an expensive horse. So I don't know about you, but I don't have an expensive horse. But I've noticed a few people pop up that the Sandman also popped up. And I don't like that. And it's not that I'm making an accusation. I just don't know if it's like a little Easter egg or something going on here. And I don't think that you would name Sandman, maybe in this context, could mean, okay, a horse that likes to be in the sand or play in the sand. I don't know. But when you think about it being like this evil demonic thing visiting you in your dreams, not your genes. Um, I don't know. I think it's gross. My family used to be really into racehorses when I was growing up, and I do agree that the names usually have like some weird pattern or something. My grandpa actually named one of them after his ex-wife. I laugh when I think about that. Um, and it was like his favorite horse too. And they were really good friends for the entire time that she was alive as well. And he is still alive. But horses' names are just a weird thing. Like, I had a horse growing up that was a racehorse. Her name was Poke Brown. I don't know if you're in the horse world, you kind of know that. You don't like ride them the same. They're not a horse that you would get on. Kids really shouldn't be around them. I do agree as I've grown up and learned certain things about racing, and I see this in here that sometimes people do use it for nefarious things. I also live in the middle of nowhere, so horse racing is a little bit of a different thing here, and I'm not talking about like horse racing where people are going to the Kentucky Derby. I'm talking about like more of a local track and all of that. So I I don't want anything evil or demonic in my life, and I say that out loud all the time when I'm praying and different things as well. So I do not welcome evil or maliciousness into my home ever. I don't want it in my home. I don't want it around anyone. I don't want it around anyone I care about, don't care about, because it's evil and you shouldn't want that. And you shouldn't wish ill will on other people. So I don't think that I would pick a name that could mean something like that, and my dog loves sand, but I feel like naming her, like, Sand Girl is weird, but if it was, like, a demonic thing and we thought we should name her that, I'd be like, "Oh, yeah, probably, let's not name the dog that. Let's not do that." So, I don't know. I don't know if Marsh is gonna put a, poll in the comments if he's paying attention, but maybe he will about if you know what Sandman is or not. Okay. So we're gonna keep going. And I used my hand again. So like it or not, here we are, and that's what it is. We have Blake Wynn, who started as the sneaker guru, and I have some pictures for people to like the visuals and to make it not as boring as I point at you. Like we're in class. I don't even think you point at people when you're in a classroom. So if you know who the Sandman is, you can put a 1 in the chat. If you don't know who the Sandman is, you can put a 2 in the chat. I see what other people are saying about certain things. That's really creepy about the song lyrics that I'm seeing in there. Sandy bottoms are the worst patty cakes. I love the beach, but I prefer pebble beaches because of that, because I dislike sand so much. The world's glitter. I love being on the world's glitter. I hate the world's glitter being everywhere else and coming home with me, especially if you're in a rental car or something. It's the worst. It's so stressful. So, um, that poll will keep going for a while and we'll come back to that, but we're going to keep going. So, Blake has this Just Win Sneakers account that we will go over a little bit later, but this is just to show you at the timeline, and it's very brief that I'm showing this because this is a nice to know, not really a need to know. It's extra information. And then we have Enclave Key. My favorite thing about this one, and I'm gonna Marsh, if you could put this thing away so that I can make this bigger. I don't know how to do that. Thanks. You're the best. Okay. So, I don't know if this one will. Okay. So, we have Enclave Key, and I don't like that it has 0 posts because it's a marketing company that we will go over because I do think this is very relevant. But I also don't like the tag or the bio we have here. If you know what we do, you know how to reach us. And I just laughed into the microphone. I'm sorry, that was probably annoying. It was like a little chuckle, but I don't think that is an appropriate marketing business line for what you do if you're also in the political circle you are in. I'm just saying that is my own opinion. Allegedly, you look suspicious. So that's how I feel about that. And when you start to look at the website, especially in the Wayback Machine, it looks so suspicious. So this is an example here, and I'm going to make this big so that you can see it whether which screen you're on. Um, so basically, it says we're in the business of building experiences, both digital and in real life, with concentrated focus on creative community building and conversions, recent campaigns, whatnot. Um, I think that's the alcohol. Yeah, the alcohol. And then Snapchat. If you look at the bottom, you see influencer marketing. Broadcast your brand with virtually any celebrity, influencer, or big screen star. That's okay. What are we doing here? And then press articles. So tell your story on the biggest news outlets exactly how you want. Well, okay. I don't like that press does that anyways. That's kind of biased if you ask me, but it is what it is. So we're going to keep going because I feel like this just got more wild as I went on, and I think I have this. Okay. I felt like it was really gross as I just kept digging. I was like, I don't like my hands being in this dirt because it seems to be really dirty, but I can use a shovel. But it just kept getting under my nails because I was like, what is going on? Like the whole time, I was like, what is going on? And we do have a couple different screen names that he seems to use as well, or names, usernames. I saw Marsh ask that question, and you can look in the notes, bro. Um, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it, and I don't love it. So basically, they're owning and operating some things together, or they had that one entity together. It really depends on which entity is holding the CPT tour. So, potatoes, those guys with the horse, they're involved in one of those entities, but not otherwise. And so basically, we have Blake in Las Vegas, and I'm looking at the wrong screen, so it was more small. And he's saying in 2024, you can see at the bottom of the screen, left-hand side, I just want to know what happens when Joe Gatto and B. Quinn find themselves at a poker table with this crew. It must, uh, it'll be must-see TV. And this is November 13th of 2024. As you can see at the bottom, Charlie Kirk is on that. So I'll make it bigger so that you can see it. And Charlie Kirk is on that. Oh, wait, that's me. Awkward. Charlie Kirk is on that. One second. Okay. So that was like 5 bajillion seconds. You're welcome. You got to see it real big. Yeah. I don't know. Nightbot's being crazy. So we will fix that. Who's the celebrity? I don't know. I don't really get excited about celebrities. I think that it's kind of weird. People are people. Celebrities just want to well, I don't know if a lot of them want to go to the grocery store. I love going to the grocery store and looking at ingredients. If I could not go to the grocery store and look at ingredients, I would be so devastated. I know that that probably sounds really dumb, but I just don't think that that's a lot of fun. I also thought it was a little bit weird, and I do see this in the comments. So I agree with this right here. But Charlie is apart. Charlie was a leader in the conservative movement. Um, is being on a celebrity poker tour. And I agree with this because I said this to Marsh as we were looking in. And I do believe that it is blocking the word Blake with Nightbot. And that is because of people saying mean things about Blake Neff. And I didn't want that to be in the comment section. So I will go and remove that because it's kind of horrible for a show that's about Blake Wynn. And I can't edit it mid-show. So if Marsh can, that would be great. But try not to say the word Blake if you're here live because that is my fault. So I'm glad that he's back though, because I was getting distracted trying to be both of us at the same time. It was a little bit too stressful. And I was trying to be interactive. I was not great at it because the ADHD is real today. So we have Charlie down there. I did it again. I pointed the wrong way. If you like it, good. But Marsh has been here for 30 minutes. And I thought he just got back. Oopsies. So, yes, Nake Bluff. I like that. It's tiny, but I like this. I'm dead. You're my human support animal. That sounded horrible. You're my YouTube support pal. You're not an animal. That sounded bad, but I meant it in an endearing way. So we are going to I see I gotta stop looking at these comments about what you guys are gonna call Blake. We're gonna move on. I showed that. It'll come back up later because I have the actual tweet that I'm gonna pull up too. So this is what I posted on X. If you would like to go look at it, you can look at this in a screenshot as well. It is the timeline of how this kind of coincides, and here's a bigger version of it too, where it's full screen if you would like to see how this plays out. So we have multiple entities. We have Blake Wynn's businesses. Then we have the Secret Sauce, where Blake Wynn is actually mentioned in between 2021 and 2022. And then we have Kirk's Hot Sauce, and then we have the MAGA Bridge. So that is what is happening. Now, all right, moving that back so that I can see what's going on because I have my screens all over the place. Then this is another visual if you prefer to see it this way because I'm extra. If you have been here a minute, you know that I'm extra. If you don't like that I'm extra, in the words of, I can't even remember her name off the top of my head, but I love her so much and she has black hair, go find less. If you don't like it, go find less and enjoy your time. I want you to enjoy your time, whether it's with me or it's with someone else. So that is how I feel. This is just more of a I'm going to say the wrong word and Marsha's going to yell at me because of his job. But I believe this is a vertical timeline. Yeah, it's not a horizontal timeline. So this is just a timeline showing the secret sauce entities and how we kind of see it going on here. There's also a weird management and hospitality entity going on. So that's what's going on here. I see Marsh is taking that I called an animal to him an animal to heart. I did not mean it like that. I would never mean it like that. Marsh is one of my best friends. I actually didn't know Marsh before the Charlie Kirk trial. So I met him through this, and he has been a great person. So Marsh is not an animal. I called him a human support animal as a joke, and he is being a turd. Now saying that he's my husband again, so you're all confused, and he is not my husband. My husband's probably asleep in the other room because he falls asleep and rewatches my show after. Because he falls asleep in like 10 seconds. So he watches my show when he's awake, usually the next day, because I go too late and he falls asleep like nothing. So we're going to keep going. And I almost did it again. But, so the secret sauce entity that I'm about to show the screenshots of is the Secret Sauce Holding Corp. And it is weird because in 2021, it is filed in Delaware. Delaware is a really weird state if you are not aware of that. So Delaware is a weird state because you can be more anonymous with the business filings. In Arizona, you can't be anonymous. So you can and you can't be in certain ways, but it obviously wasn't done correctly. Baby J, you are still one of my besties. For the resties, don't be offended, please. But this is just to show you this in a visual before we get to the boring stuff that sometimes people don't want to see. And you know me, I love the boring stuff. So I don't think it's boring at all. And here it is. So making it bigger so that you can see it. This is the business filing for Saucy Sauce Company of America. This one says that it's in Maricopa, Arizona. And on here, you can see these names. Now, these names continue as well. So we see Scott Goldstone, and then we see Michael Schneider. I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, oops. But anyways, we have those guys. It is formed in 2020. So I'm going to say that we have Saucy Sauce Company of America. Whatever the frack that means. I don't know what a saucy sauce is, but it's like, why would you file an LLC like that? Like, I don't, whatever. So then we have Secret Sauce Holdings Corp. This is also in Arizona. So if you look at the bottom, and I'm going to make it big depending on which orientation you're watching, you can see that. And I think if I zoom in, I have to do it over here. So I was doing it the wrong way. You can see down here those same names. So how I just said Michael Schneider, he's on here twice. You see that name? Then I'll go back so you can see it. But we have Michael Schneider, then we have Zachary Kurtz and Blake Wynn. Now you could be like, oh my gosh, there's multiple Blake Wynns. Don't say the word Blake, please, because Nightbot does not work it. Or Nightbot does not work it. I can't talk. I think he took the word Blake out of Nightbot, so you may be able to say it, but oh, okay. Marsh fixed it. There we go. This is why we need him. So you can see on here, these other people are in Scottsdale, Arizona. Blake Wynn lives where? Nevada, Las Vegas. Oh my gosh. What do you know about that? Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, I'm going to take a gamble and say, I already know it's the right Blake. So you can believe that it is or know that or believe that it's not. But that is Blake Wynn. And that's the same Blake Wynn that we see continuously be around Erica Kirk in the rumor mill. It's the same Blake Wynn that is in the Adelson orbit for certain reasons. It's the same Blake Wynn that is in the Las Vegas orbit, the casino orbit, because of the family dynasty that he's born into. We see Erica have a lot of those same connections with the MAGA movement, with the focus in politics, with the ties to Utah in certain ways, and all of these things. So it's weird. I don't like it. It's too much going on that seems to be a repeating pattern. So just to show this name again, because I know that some people may want to see it. Michael Schneider. So we have the same guy in that one I just showed. And this is the saucy sauce. So there's a lot of sauces. So you got to keep up with the sauce. Or you can just look at the other visuals. But this is just so you can see I'm not making this up. And then when we get back to the Secret Sauce Holdings, and I'm making sure I'm not saying this wrong, the Secret Sauce Holdings Corp, we see Blake Wynn and Michael Schneider on this. So boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Schneider. I may have a lisp when I say that. Oopsies. So it's on there. It's on there. It's weird. It formed in 2022. What was going on in 2022? Well, somebody was running or getting ready to run for an election again, right? Somebody else was president in 2022, and it was not Donald Trump. And it was very vocal with certain things that were going on in Turning Point USA. There were certain things with what happened on January 6th that people were given pardons for because they were found to be involved in things that were illegal that they want other people arrested for in certain ways, but they're allowed to do and get pardoned for. That's neither here nor there. But we have Blake Wynn, the guy that seems to be involved in all of these same patterns, and he's on here as a director of the Secret Sauce Holding Corporation, making sure that I am saying that right because I did not want to call him the wrong title and then get a letter from him. So basically, I don't think that this secret sauce is a metaphor when I look at these. I think that this secret sauce is literally a clear trail of whatever they're cooking up in the kitchen. Like when people say let them cook, I almost think this is a joke. But when you look at more of what it is, it's also weird to me that this LLC is in Arizona because it doesn't need to be in Arizona if it is what the website says it is. So none of Blake Wynn's other LLCs are in Arizona. Just this one. Okay? Just this one. I'm saying K like I'm like when I explain something I get really excited about. So sorry. I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm so ready. I circled it and didn't show this one first. Can you tell I have ADHD? Oops, that's a rhetorical question. It's okay. I hate it about me sometimes too. So Blake Wynn, Las Vegas. This is him on the Secret Sauce Holding Corporation. Then we have his 2025 LLCs. I'm going to make it super big. I circled it this time so that you could see the dates that I predominantly want to talk about. These are the Las Vegas business filings, just to be more clear. That's what this silver flume one is. This is the Secretary of State in Las Vegas. So, in Las Vegas, in Nevada, Las Vegas isn't the state. I'm so silly. But we have, and this top one makes me uncomfortable. The top one is Secret Sauce Concepts LLC, and it is filed on September 19th, 2025, 9 days after Charlie Kirk dies. Then we have Secret Sauce Lodging LLC, that's filed in May of 2025. Then we have Secret Sauce Management LLC, July 1st, 2025. And then we have Secret Sauce Ventures LLC, which is August 20th of 2025. So that one's like right before Charlie Kirk is at UVU. And then we have Secret Sauce Concepts 9 days after he passes that it's like, okay, let me file this. Let's cook up more in the kitchen. People want to see us cook. Well, let me tell you, if you put this on my plate, this sauce, it reeks. I would not eat it if it smelled, I can't even smell that well. But if it smelled so good and it was like the most gourmet looking thing, and I knew you made it and I knew that this was going on, I'd be like, I've seen the ending of You where that happens in the season. I don't want what you're cooking. I don't want that at all. And these are not hot sauce companies. That's what's really weird. So I see that comment. Charlie Kirk has a hot sauce company. I can't talk today, obviously. But Blake Wynn does not have a hot sauce company. And I'm going to keep going so that I could show you what it is. But this is the Secret Sauce Concepts showing the, I zoomed in on the wrong thing. I'm so discombobulated right now. Oh no, my thing went over there. Oh, oops. Okay. I am all over the place. So this is the Secret Sauce Concepts showing September 19th of 2025 in Delaware. And do you see where the address is though? Because they registered in Delaware as the jurisdiction. So the entity is registered in Delaware first, and then on September 19th of 2025, 9 days after Charlie Kirk passes away at Utah Valley University, it shows the street address to Nevada. And then when you scroll down, you see the managing member, Secret Sauce Brands, LLC. Now, where do you think that address is? Do you think it would be weird if it was in Scottsdale, Arizona? I mean, I guess if you don't think that's weird and I think that's weird, no one else thinks that's weird. I don't know if we could be friends in real life. Oh, that just got so big on my face, Marsh. I don't know what it okay, I did not like whatever that was on the vertical one. Don't ever do that again. If I did that, I don't wanna press that button. We need to delete that. That was gross. But sorry if you saw. Ew. Um, so that's why I don't look at the screen when I'm going and why I look crazy because I'm trying to look at this, but I have to keep this open so that I can monitor what's going on through StreamYard. Um, so it's not a metaphor. We see this weird tie with Delaware, Arizona, Nevada, in the MAGA movement, and sauce. And Charlie Kirk literally has a hot sauce company, and I'll pull up the website, but I want to get through these business filings first so that it's not as boring when we get to the fun part of this. But oh no, here's more secret tape. I don't know if I put this here if Marsh did to be funny, but here it is. Um, and then this one is the Secret Sauce Concepts. This one is filed in Nevada as well. And none of these are 501(c)(3)s. So I will say that I do see that in the thing. These are just LLCs as of now from what I found. They could be filed as 501(c)(3)s later. If you're a 501(c) or a 50, if you're even the 4, if you're either one that can do political or non-political, you can use other companies that are for profit, and you can contract companies that are for profit, or you can move money in certain ways. So I'm not saying that's what's happening, but I'm not saying that there's not a weird relationship with it. I'm glad that the sauce jokes are making you laugh. So, um, and then we have the Secret Sauce Concepts. This one is the one in Nevada. It's just a screenshot showing the articles of organization and everything of what I just showed. And you might get whiplash going, ooh, ooh, over there and over there. There's not one in Wisconsin yet that I saw that was related to this directly that I felt like was suspicious at all. So I also see that in the comments. Someone's asking if Wisconsin is on there yet, and I did not see it. And then this is just an example showing the Secret Sauce brands again. I think I put this in here twice, so you're welcome if you see it. Look at all this blurring. All the blurring. Now we have Charlie Kirk's, and I'm going to make this bigger for those of you that may want to see it big before we get to the more visual parts of this. So we have Kirk's Hot Sauce, and the way, if you are looking at entities or businesses and you want to know what states to look in, Oprah corporate, or I can't talk. Open corporates, not Oprah corporates. I don't even know what that is. Open Corporates is a website that you can use. You can sign up for a free account. It's great. It's great to utilize if you are searching for a registered agent or a registered entity like Secret Sauce or something, and you want to see what entities are related to it or what states to look into with the Secretary of State filings. Open Corporates, best place to start, in my opinion. Open Corporates, however, how it works is it pulls a bunch of data from different sites and from different things. So that doesn't mean Open Corporates is always correct. Keep that in mind. Again, it's a great tool to go to the actual state and to look at the filed paperwork. So looking at Open Corporates, I went and I looked, okay, where's Charlie Kirk's hot sauce company at? And you can see on here, it actually is filed in Delaware first and then filed in Arizona. The name kind of changes a little bit. There's like previously known as the Kirk's Hot Sauce LLC without the apostrophe, I guess. And then it was added in there probably because it wanted to match the one that was in Delaware. I don't know why it decided to also register in Arizona a year later, because in 2023 they were also located there. I see some people in the comments, and I do know that there are other entities that are similar I could not find valid proof that they were related to these ones. So I do agree there may be some more stragglers out there if you want to look into it and you enjoy looking into that. However, when you look at the filings, it was a little bit more difficult because the names were different, which can be, I mean, if people are trying to hide something, that would be smarter, more smart to have a different agent registered to those businesses. But, it is what it is. So I could not prove that. What I could prove is that Charles Kirk, which is Charlie's full name, um, not Charlie, his name is Charles, is on this one in Arizona. And he's on here with two other people that I believe are his family members. I don't think that they're suspicious at all. I looked into them, they seem to check out. So I think that they were just running the hot sauce company, which is a family recipe, which I will show you. But this is the filing for the Kirk's hot sauce in Arizona. And you can see on here that it says August 29th of 2024 and that it originally was registered in, I believe it's going to say, oh, we blurred the whole thing out. But this was registered first in Delaware, then in Arizona. And you can see the same names on here. So this is the official Secretary of State website. If you know what the Arizona seal looks like up here in the left-hand corner. It's actually really annoying to get to the Arizona one compared to others. I don't know why, but you should save it once you get there because there's another website that almost always tries to pull up instead, and it is the most annoying thing in the world when you don't want to waste time. So we have that. That's boring, but you can see it. Now, when we're pulling this back up with the timeline, and okay. When we're looking at the top part of this here, we see Blake's businesses up at the top, and you see that paper trail going, and then the celebrity poker tour kind of starting with Charlie Kirk being in it in 2024 in November. Then we see Secret Sauce. Secret Sauce has a weird pattern. Some of them do have Blake, some of them don't have Blake. The one that does have Blake that I was like, holy crap, what is going on, is the one between 2021 and 2022. When I think of that and I think of what was going on at that time, we had a presidential election in 2020, right? Was that 2019? I don't know. No, it was 2020. Yeah. Wasn't it 2020 and then the president switched in 2021? Am I wrong on that? Someone check me on that in the comments. But so Donald Trump was president at the beginning of COVID until I believe January 6th of 2021. So between that time, between 2021 and 2022, Blake Wynn is on this holdings corporation. His name's on it. It's a Nevada address. Then we have Charlie Kirk in 2023 having his Secret Sauce company. So thank you. Someone is saying I'm correct. I always get confused because of when they say like Trump 2020, the next president comes in 2021. So I don't know why they do it like that. They should just keep it the same year because I get that it's an election thing, but it's like you're not even really, I don't know. That's weird to me. So, we have the Kirk's hot sauce brand in Delaware in 2023 and then 2024 in Arizona, I believe, if I'm correct there. And then we have, and I'm zoomed, my face is in the way. Oops, for you guys. Oh no, it really is in the way. Then we have the Kirk Bridge down here. My face is not in the way now. And we're going to keep going. And then Charlie's right here around the same time as that Arizona registration. He is on the celebrity poker tour promotion. So then we have the next year, them leaving an empty seat for Charlie at the celebrity poker tour. So Barron's going live. I see this in here at 6 p.m. Central, not God's time because Eastern is God's time. So if you are in Eastern time, that would be 7 p.m. I will try to wrap up and go through the fun things at the end here because we got through the boring stuff just now. We're about to get to the fun stuff. So if you've had fun, great. If you haven't had fun, you might have fun now. Okay. I'm so zoomed into this that I'm like, where am I going? Because I didn't know if I had to zoom out to go next, but that was nice that I didn't. So, basically, Marsha's being funny. This is Charlie with Blake up on the top left here. There are a few pictures of Charlie with Blake, and I have some examples of Charlie being with Blake at events. Blake actually going to these events with Charlie. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. If you look at this one right here, this is the medal ceremony. A lot of people saw this. He posted it, the hug, all of that stuff. White House. Then, do you know that jawline? Does anybody know that jawline by the girl that was playing in the curtains? Anybody? This is Andrew Colvett. I know him from a million miles away. Whether he is married to Bedingfield that used to be in a Christian singing band throughout Europe because her parents were pastors and then came here and her sister sang Pocket Full of Sunshine. But this right here is Blake Wynn. So I believe this right here, you can barely see his little bangs. That, anybody know? I am 80% sure that's Mikey McCoy. So, Andrew, I believe Mikey, Erica, Blake Wynn. This is at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I know this based on her hair and her dress. So, sorry for the jump scare. I see that in the comments. People are freaked out. They're like, oh no. So, this is Erica and Blake here. And I think this might be at the Mar-a-Lago event that you had to buy, like, what's it, $10,000 a plate to come? I don't know. But I wouldn't be paying that. I also don't know why you throw things like that because in my head, if you believe in a political movement, I'm moving, so I'm sorry if this is going to annoy you. I got uncomfortable. But if you are believing in a political movement, you would want it to be as effective as possible and you would want to have money to be able to do things and the correct things. And I just feel like paying for a very expensive resort for a fundraiser gala thing is not how you would do that to be able to be the most effective for what you wanted if you really believed in a political movement. I don't know, seems kind of fake to me, but you do you. You're the one running it, and obviously it's going pretty well for you. Or what? So then we have Blake Wynn's tweets over here, and he retweeted Erica in May about what Erica was doing on this day that these allegations occurred. And she tells Project Constitution to brush the Dorito dust and go touch grass. I'm not sure if Erica knows about the Dorito dust because of her own snack habits. But I mean, Cheeto dust and stuff is so much more annoying. And also, like, are you watching Project Constitution and do you know that he eats Doritos? Are you making fun of him being somebody with red hair? Because if you're, I, I just, I was a little bit baffled that she said what she said, that she kept it up, number one, and that she thinks that that's appropriate and that was something she wanted to respond to out of all the things. And I agree that a lot of people thought that that was also very weird and suspicious. I don't think that that means anything other than maybe you should get better PR. But do what you do. I guess it's not my life. It's not my life. So then this is also on Blake's thing. And this is an example that we're going to go through. And this is just me showing it here in the timeline of his post. But this is 4 hours before President Trump is supposed to be speaking. And he is going to save the country in this election. This is in October of 2024. So talking about the timeline, looking back at the LLCs, I don't know, like the country. Is he saving the country? Did he save the country or did he save you? So it's a pattern. He is in the MAGA movement. That's him right there. That's Blake Wynn. This guy right here. It's Tulsi, her husband. Turning Point Action. And then this is a picture somebody posted of him where he said, "Found it, thank you." He looks very serious here. It's a very serious picture. I've never seen so many men look like Grumpy Cat before. I don't I don't know. Grumpy Cat. I don't even know. This one. I d look, and I am a frowner, but dang, I can't. Okay, here he is again in October 2024, and this is him with Tulsi and Charlie. So he is in there. And then it keeps going. This is him with Donald Trump. And then this is a Turning Point Action thing. I don't remember who this dude is. Maybe it'll say it. Oh, it doesn't. But it does say white dudes for Harris. Okay, that makes sense. I guess. It's a great joke that you have. And here is the University of Las Vegas, I believe. And this is that same time. So October 2024. He's doing a bunch of posts around that time. He's just doing it all. This is him on October 18th of 2024. And this is an amazing turnout at the University of Arizona. And he is tagging Charlie, he's tagging Tulsi and Donald Trump. And he says in here, in 2020, he lost Pima County. And I don't know if it's Pima or Pima. I don't know, but that's not the point. I don't live there, so I don't care if I'm pronouncing it right. I know that locals pronounce things a certain way, because the town that I'm from pronounces it in a really weird way, and you can always tell who's a town transplant by how they pronounce the name, because people always say it very wrong. But if that margin shrinks even by 10%, Arizona will go red and the paths to win the election open up big time. Americans are making it happen. Go vote. And he's throwing hats. Yeah. Okay, cool. That is great. This is one of the entities that will show you that he tags in his bio, and I never thought there would be another lightning bolt somewhere, but here there is another lightning bolt. And they do tours in Utah in 2026 and Ohio, everybody. So it's like, what in the frick? And it's like these raves. I'm too old for this. I don't know. Maybe I'm not too old for this, I guess. I don't like this. So I did post a picture the other day of a thing I went to on vacation as a joke. It was a foam party. But it was on the YouTube page if you want to see it. I don't know how you see it. I just click the community thing, but I don't know how it really works. And anyways, I brought Pringles to that pool party because that's how boring I am. And I ate Pringles as everyone else was drinking, because this does not look fun to me. This looks to me like a horrible time. People are going to be sweaty, stinky. I'd like to sit in the comfort of the people that I want to be around, not all these other random people who might be drinking or doing other things. And that's great if you like to do that, but that is not how I like to enjoy my time. And then we have this, and I do think that this is really important, and I'm going to bring this up with the timeline as we go to the bottles of sauce on the wall. But we have this post from Blake Wynn, and he is saying, about a year ago, I just moved into my, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. About a year ago, I just moved into my freshman dorm in New York City to study entrepreneurship in college. I wasn't very happy, to be honest. Shortly after, I moved out and got an apartment in New York City. Started BWin Sports with whoever this is. Dropped out, and now I have a place in Las Vegas. House tour this week, and I'm much more happier. The purpose of this post is to let everyone know that if you are in charge of what you do, who you surround yourself with, and how you live your life, everyone is different. So the way that I fixed being unhappy won't necessarily work for you. However, the point is that you fix it. So think about that. Think about what you can do to make life better if you currently aren't happy. And no better time than a Monday. I don't know if he sent this post to Erica Kirk, currently being unhappy with the current situation she's in, or Andrew Colvett. But I feel like this is great advice from someone that has donated to Turning Point USA and spent a lot of time around the MAGA circle. You are the only one that can change the situation that you're in. And you are the only one that can change how you react to situations. And if you want to be a public figure, if you want to be in charge and you want to be around the public, then do that. If you don't want to do that, then don't. You have the choice. No one is forcing you to be the CEO of a company. No one is forcing you to be the spokesperson of a company. You are not a slave. This is not a country where you have to do that. You have free will, and it's 2026. Go do whatever the heck you want to do if you're not doing it. Don't complain about doing what you want to do and only complain because other people have a problem with the way you're doing it because it's ineffective or it's inappropriate in certain ways. That is your problem. That's not everyone else's problem. And maybe if you spend a little less time complaining and doing what you're supposed to do, like the politicians that we elect, you would like your job more. So that's just how I feel about it. I have no sympathy for people that act like that. And that's brutal. I'm sassy. I know. I'm being sassy today. I also wanted to note I cut off the freaking date on here, didn't I? This is in 2019. Okay. So I cut the date off, but I know that it's in 2019. This is in 2019. So when he says about a year ago, that is in 2018, just to let you know. The same things that are going on at this time and that are leading up to this in the movement. We have Charlie Kirk, who is the RNC speaker, in Charlie in 2016 and then early 2017. It looks like Steve Wynn is the RNC treasurer because he was appointed by Donald Trump. He actually resigns in 2018. So to say that, because I just word vomited all of that, Charlie Kirk is the RNC speaker in 2016. Then in early 2017, Blake Wynn's uncle is the RNC treasurer, Stephen Wynn. And he resigns in 2018 because of sexual harassment and assault allegations. Marsh just fixed this because he's the best. And this does say August 5th of 2019. It is very important because I'm about to show you some Instagram posts that coincide to this as well. But I do want to point these two things out right before because these are next. Here we have me spacing out for a second because I forgot what I was doing. Whoops. This is why I do it at night because I'm much more aware of what I'm doing. I get so distracted during the daytime. This is my research time. But here is the Wynn people and MAGA. So we have Stephen Wynn kind of in and about. He's the dude with the spray tan and the black hair. I don't know if it's a spray tan, but it looks like a spray tan. We got two orange guys up in here that also, I don't know, don't look into their eyes. Eyes are the, what is it? The view into the soul. And I don't think you should look at these ones. So, yes, that is why we're going over this stat cast. I do see this. Blake Wynn is the guy that was claimed to be on a date. I'm not claiming that they were on a date, but that's why we are going over this because I think that that was to cover up whatever's going on here. So, we have, I mean, look at the eyes here. I mean, don't look straight at them. Look at them for like 1 second and then like go, ooh, close your eyes, take a bath in some holy water, and don't look again, is how I feel about that. They just look so much less evil here. Ugh. And it's not even because they're old. I mean, you can like feel it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't like it, but it continues. And then Steve is like always in the background. Look at him, his nice little red suit. Elon Musk, all these guys, Trump. Picture again of them younger. I don't know. He's blinded by the lights just like me with my little ring light. I know that my eyes get weird sometimes because I'm looking at the light and then I accidentally look here and there and my camera's over here and I only have one. So it's messed up. I don't know if this is the Picasso that he put his elbow through, but if you watch the other episode about Blake Wynn, his uncle put his elbow through a Picasso painting. So that's the type of family we're talking about here. Real nepotism. And I'm not saying that Blake hasn't worked hard because he has, but do any of you have a Picasso painting that you put your elbow through? I don't. Not even a fake one. And look at him pointing. He's like, over there. Don't look over there. They're going to see the sauce companies, bro. Broski. Do you know about those, my name in those files and how they said I had a problem? I think I did go over this in the last episode, but basically, we have him having weird allegations and then them having a problem. Jeffrey speaks about it, and it's weird because basically what they say, and they're meeting with this dude's ex-wife, is that his wife will never speak to him again or something, and that that's not her loss, and then that he has I forget the dude's name. It's a really specific name. He has a something problem, and it's this other dude's name who was speaking out about what was going on and the allegations. I don't know. Power does weird things. But then we have, look at this. It's like the old guy's gone, Steve's gone, and then it's Blake. And yeah, that's what's happening. So we're going to get back to this and how I believe the MAGA movement is all up in here, but I want to show you in the timeline of what Blake is doing with what Erica is doing just really quickly, because I do have that pulled up with her Instagram posts because I think that it's very relevant. Okay. Sharing the wrong thing. And share screen. All right, choose a window, and I'm going to do this one. Okay. So I do think you should be able to see this. So this is Blake Wynn's post that I showed you, and this has the date. Marsh did fix it, but it's August 5th of 2019. So keeping that in mind, he is saying that he moved to New York City a year before, so in August of 2018. What is happening at that time in this timeline of the MAGA movement and Charlie Kirk? There is a lot of going on. There's a lot of it. So I hope that you're ready, because I was like, what in the frack is in this, whatever I just accidentally stumbled upon? But we have this beautiful model. I pointed at the wrong side again. Wait, maybe it's the right side. I think it is. When I point over here, I think I'm pointing right, but it's wrong on my screen. So I really need to get that down. Anyways, we have Erica Kirk posting in New York, and it's New York, New York. Marsha's saying I was wrong. Dang it. So I need to go this way. Oh, wait, you can't even see it. That feels so foreign. Ooh, there. Okay, there we go. It's probably wrong, and he's going to prank me later about that. So you're welcome if you saw it. But basically, this is Erica in July of 2018, and she's a model in New York. The brands that are tagged is All Saints. So that's what's on there. Then we have Montauk, New York. This is June 19th of 2018. So she is still in New York at this time. Very well known that she's in New York at this time. Then we have June 13th, still in New York, New York, New York. So choose joy and promise you'll never forget that you aren't an accident or an incident. Then we have June 2018. Where's she at, everybody? Does anyone know where this is? I'll give you a hint. That's where she is. And then moving on to the next one, because it keeps getting better. Then we have May 20. Wait, did I go the wrong way? No, I'm going backwards, guys. You didn't tell me I was going the back way. We need to go this way. Okay. So we just did that backwards. I'm an idiot. So we have her posting in June. This is where she's at. Okay. Oopsies. Then we have her in New York in June. And then we have her again in June in Montauk, New York. Then New York, New York with the All Saints thing. And she says, nah, I don't mess with luck. Okay. 420 weeks ago. Now keep in mind, this is 364 weeks ago. He comes from a gambling empire. And in 2018, he is in New York City. And I'm sure that they hang out at some of the same places because they seem to like the same friendship and the same things, the finer things of life. The sneakers, Erica likes sneakers. Remember, if she was asked if she a bag or a sneaker lady, and she said sneakers. And if you know what a golden goose shoe is, she's always wearing golden goose shoes. They're at least $550 for a pair. Her kids wear golden goose sneakers. She likes Louboutins, the red bottoms. She's a shoe girl. Blake is also a shoe dude. He was dealing with shoes in New York. I'm sure that they hung out or saw each other at some point, even if it was accident, even if it was like her being in line at the airport and seeing Charlie allegedly in line. That's what seems to be going on. So she continues to be in New York. This time she's tagging Watermill, New York, and saying, Sydney Marie and I are now accepting adult summer camp applications. I don't know why the adults in quotation marks. I don't know if that means you are accepting adults or not accepting adults, but I will not be signing up for that. And I don't feel like I'm an adult anyways half the time. This is one that I do believe is really important. So this is August 1st of 2018. And the reason why I think this is important, I have an article to show you with this. She is in Southampton, New York. It says, got the heart of a lion beating in that chest. There's a lot of stuff that is a pattern with a lion. You can see here there's an American flag behind her. And now this becomes a pattern. If you've seen the episode I did about Erica and Charlie, you can find it on my YouTube page. But basically, what seems to happen, she starts posting about America a lot more than she did before. Even though she was just dating Cabot Phillips, whose dad was a media mogul, behind the scenes guy with grassroots movements. So I don't know. She never really posted about America like this before. Then she does. She goes from athletes to politics. And I don't know, but usually women have a type. Not saying that you do. But if you're a woman, usually you like the same types of things. And going from an athlete to a politician or a political family is a really big jump, even though there are politics in sports. It's a lot different, it's a lot more cutthroat. And yeah, that was not a good term to use there, I guess, but it is a little bit weird because this is when Charlie's allegedly texting her and she ignores him until she gets back because she's in the Hamptons. This is how I know this. So, August 1st, 2018, right? She's in New York, the Hamptons. Then we have August 9th, 2018. Well, she's in a crop top thing and sneakers. It's like obviously kind of cold with what she's wearing, and I don't know what kind of shirt this is. I don't know. I don't tie my shirts like that. I think this was before the crop top era. She's in Scottsdale. Why is she in Scottsdale? Can anyone take a guess why Erica would be in Scottsdale at this time? The reason, oh, dang it, I have on the wrong thing. 1 second. The reason why she is in Scottsdale is because, and I got to share this other. The reason, this is the fun thing. I might have to do this later and just do a quicker summary where it's just this, where you guys can see it because it goes through the whole thing. Look, it has like each thing that I just talked about. I know some people like to see it otherwise, but I don't even think you can see it well the way it is. Marsh made this, and I think it's the coolest thing ever. It's basically everything I talked about the way I did, so I can go over this maybe on Tuesday if you'd like to see that. So around the same time, this is when Steve Wynn, and this is a Politico article, is stepping down in Las Vegas, or the Las Vegas mogul that he is. He's stepping down for allegations. I have too many tabs open, and that's why I messed this up. 1 second, because it might be on this other one that I actually. Where is that at? 1 second. Okay, I'll pull this one up. We'll just go with this one. I had a better one, but it is what it is. So This is when Turning Point opens up its Arizona headquarters. And this is correct. We have been working on this a lot this week. Marsha's done a great job. We are working on a website where I will have the sources and interactive things for you to look at. And Marsha's made an amazing search tool that can help people that don't know always what databases to search. And then I'm working on shorter videos that I will have with the membership as we roll that out on how to utilize certain things like the FAR website and other things that people may not know how to use. So just throwing that in there as Marsh said that in the comments. But Charlie is here on August 10th of 2018, on Friday, August 10th, 2018, and he is opening up the Turning Point USA headquarters. Do you see who's behind him? Oh, do you see Tyler Boyer anywhere close to him in that moment? Because I don't. You know who I do see behind him? Let me make it bigger. I see someone that looks genuinely happy for him in every way, shape, and form. No jealousy. I still don't see any form of jealousy or anything like that. So that's Candace. That's Candace Owens right there being proud of him, just like all those other people that may or may not be donors. Some people may be, some people may not be. And she's happy for him. He's opening up headquarters. She knows how hard he was working. They were staying at cheaper hotels as they were going around and doing all these speaker events and going to college campuses and talking to donors and all of these different things. And there Candace is supporting him right by, I don't know if you guys know who this is, but this is Doug Ducey. And he ran something for Peter Thiel. So Arizona became Silicon Valley 2.0, and we are working on something with that. But his smile's different to me because of what I've learned. So this is article. You can find lots of articles about him opening it, and you can see that Doug Ducey was Governor Ducey at the time when that happened, and he's doing all of these speaker events. And horrible. He is a deuces. Yeah. Doug Ducey can take it. Wait, is a deuce saying like goodbye or is that a crap? Because if that's a crap, my joke is not funny. But yeah. So he's a weird guy. Don't like it. I don't even know if this is how you say it. Ducey, that's how I say it. I don't know. But I don't care if I'm pronouncing his name right. Not a fan. It is a poop. Okay, a Ducey is a poop. Well, I think that Ducey stinks like a poop. That was a bad dad joke, but I'm gonna try to not laugh too hard thinking of that like I just did internally. And cringe that I said it. So this is also Blake in 2024 when we're looking at how this transitions. That's that video that I was talking about. Yeah, he was really about that media coverage on that visit. And this is Blake's social media that he has here, Blake Wynn 22. Just to show you is he did post on here, bruh, brush the Dorito dust and go touch grass. Sound advice to millions of people on this app. Well, I'm allergic to grass, so I will try not to touch it. But I do like to be outside, and maybe you should touch grass. They don't have a lot of grass in Las Vegas. It's like all fake grass. It's all fake. So if you have real grass there, you might be a nepo baby. Um, there are so many stars in this next celebrity poker tour. Then we added a second feature table for more action. So I hope everyone is ready for next Saturday's event. Wow. And you know what got me about this? August is before September. Okay. So this one right here. Next Saturday. So we're talking about August 22nd of 2025. And I'm bringing this up because I'm about to show you these posts. August, I'm double checking so that I'm not misspeaking. So August 22nd is Friday, and then the next Saturday would be August 30th. Okay. So kind of important in this context because what we have is 1 second. Hold, please. The math ain't mathin'. Are you saying my math ain't mathin' or their math ain't mathin'? That is a question that I have. I see that. Um, okay, here we go. So, I'm gonna make it bigger. So we have this is November 2024 on that X account I just showed you. This is a picture with Charlie Kirk in it. We already talked about this. So, this is his Twitter. He joined in September of 2024. So he joined and then posted that with this account. And then because that was on, oh, wait, no, we're talking about August of 2025. Ignore me, guys, but he did post this. Okay, backwards. I'm so discombobulated because this is so fake. And I made that. I just accidentally backed out of the entire thing. So I used this is where my husband gets annoyed of how I have my laptop set up. Oopsies. It was a game. I was seeing if you were paying attention. Oh, did you miss me? Did you miss me? Because I missed you guys. And I was getting confused about the year. So we're here. I'm alive, and that was an accident. I believe Baron goes live in an hour and 9 minutes. Marsh, if you could just double check that so that I'm not going into a show, that'd be great. Um, okay. So I'm gonna fix what we were talking about so that we can actually talk about it. And so basically, I'm gonna make this bigger, and I'm not gonna go away this time. So we have him creating this account in September 2024. And then we have him posting this in November of 2024. So this is the year before. And then this is why I think that tweet, and I can show it again in a second, is very suspicious. So this says September 15th, 2025. This is a post on the Celebrity Poker Tour's Facebook, and it tags Charlie and it tags Blake. It tags Charlie. I feel like that's kind of a weird, poor taste thing to do when you are a public figure and when somebody just passed away. His social media is getting tagged by everyone. So, anyways, in loving memory of Charlie Kirk, may you rest in peace. Charlie was supposed to play in the 2024 CPT Championship on November 20th last year. He ended up being such a key part of the Trump transition team that he had to stay in Palm Beach and back out of the event. He remained a strong supporter of the CPT brand, often sending texts the morning of an event to let us know to crush it. Forget the politics. A 31-year-old husband, father of two, and wonderful friend to so many, senselessly lost his life. His dedication to faith and family is something all people can aspire to have. Violence is never acceptable. And it was carried out in the most brutal way imaginable on September 10th at Utah Valley University. Our hearts go out to Miss Erica Kirk and their children and all of those at Turning Point USA and around the world who are mourning this tragedy. So he also tags his friend that he's hung out with. So I feel like that's a little bit much, but um it's a little bit weird. So I want to point this out because I I touched base on this earlier, but when they get upset that text messages have been shown and they don't get upset that text messages like this exist, I think that that's a problem. If you are getting angry about any text messages being shown when someone passes away, you can't pick and choose what you're mad about because the person texted those things either way, whether you like them or not. That is a you problem. You are the one choosing to be offended by that. The other person's passed away. They don't care. They've moved on and they're in a better place there with God. So whether you like it or not, when you look at this and then you look at this post that Blake says about the next Saturday, it's a little weird because he also goes on to say, let me make sure I'm trying to not accidentally exit out of you guys again. That makes me sad. Where is, I think it's up in the next one. So the posts are here saying the names. This is November 6th. Yes, I'm coming to CPT. Okay, cool. It's a little bit weird to me because also, like, when I'm looking at texts from a long time ago, I'm scrolling back to this one I have real quick. I have an iPhone. This dude has an iPhone. I guess that's not as suspicious as I thought. I thought everything he did was suspicious. I was like, oh, well, we got him. It doesn't have a year. So not as suspicious. Anyways, when the dust settles, just in Vegas in 2 weeks, we'll debrief and figure out next steps. I don't know. I mean, Charlie wasn't texting you about the one that you were so excited about that you added new people to. I don't know. It's just weird. He has all of these posts back to back. He has Charlie in the year before. And then I don't think I put it in the last one about the empty chair thing. I don't think I have it in this one. So anyways, potatoes. When you look at the celebrity poker tour in November of 2024, Charlie's not in this one. So he's not in the one that's posted 2 days after the one on Blake's with the CPT thing, but he is in the one that is posted here. So you do with that with what you will. I also showed on here that it's not on their X media page at all. It was just on Blake's personal one. So that is what's on there. Now we're going to talk about what the heck is Secret Sauce. So that is what we have going on. Basically, Michael Schneider, so remember that name we talked about earlier, is the CEO and founder of Secret Sauce. And here's where I get uncomfortable. There's another pattern that we continue. I've been uncomfortable this whole time, so I'm not even going to lie to you. A prominent Discord-based cook group. What the heck? You're cooking on the Discord. Okay. So Michael Schneider, the CEO and founder of Secret Sauce, a prominent Discord-based cook group, saw the potential for reselling early on. You could even say he was born into it. My father was a reseller. He tells money flipping everything from Power Rangers to Legos to sports memorabilia and action figures. As he grew up, Schneider looked at the trends in the self-employment through the gig economy and saw something missing. The industry, he says, was focused mostly on hourly wages rather than allowing workers to create their own working. He predicted people would gravitate to more entrepreneurial opportunities if given the option. So in 2020, he founded Secret Sauce, a cook group for entrepreneurs that provides resources and education for those entertaining the sneaker and streetwear resale space. From the start, he wanted to do it differently. While many cook groups exist, they can often be intimidating for those new to the scene. Users sometimes find themselves confused about the installation of bots, the technology retailers used during limited quantity product releases. So we have someone that focuses on marketing. We have someone that focuses on sneakers. We have someone that's all up in the fracking MAGA movement. We have someone following Charlie Kirk around like a puppy dog. We have someone that's in the Las Vegas space, and he gets involved with Michael Schneider in Arizona specifically. And then we have what happened at Utah Valley University. And what do we have that we keep hearing over and over and over by the people that a lot of them have done wargaming or psyops for the military and said, if they were doing a psyop, what would I do? I would repeat the same talking points over and over. Like if we were talking about, and he has said this before, I posted it on X. I remember finding it in the one that they did, I think at Arizona State University, Blake and Jack Posobiec said if I were doing talking points about a certain country, I would talk about this point, this point, this point, and we would all repeat it over and over again. What does he repeat over and over again? That the dude was chronically online with his gay lover, boyfriend, furry, and that he used Discord all the time, and that the Discord messages were so crazy. Um, we're not going to talk about somebody that you all keep hanging around that has a Discord based cook group. I don't care if he's an angel investor or not. It's freaking weird that we're not going to talk about this with the secret sauce and the LLCs that seem to continue. And then the weird PACs that seem to also continue and follow all of you all the time. It's disgusting and it's disturbing and I don't like it and it's gross and it's the fakest thing I've ever seen. It's literally, I'm getting angry now because I'm like, this is my anger. Okay. So we see Blake Secret Sauce Group. This is their YouTube. They have no videos. It's a exclusive Discord-based community for sneaker lovers and resellers. We provide exclusive info, tools, insights, and connecting to help you buy and resell limited edition sneakers and collectibles at profitable prices. It's a place where passion for sneakers and reselling culture thrives through learning, sharing, and earning. Okay, cool. Then we have the X account, and I do have this pulled up, but it joined in October of 2019. So that's weird that you would make this X account before the LLC was filed, right? And then, oh my gosh, when does the username change? Would you look at that? It randomly changes in the fall of 2025 after Charlie Kirk was at Utah Valley University. It changes in November of 2025. That's not weird at all. Bots, Discord, joining before it's filed, #1 sneaker reselling group, boosting profits and securing personals effortlessly. I don't even know what that means, like personal products. I don't know. I like shoes, like that YouTube video, shoes. Oh my God, shoes. I had that stuck in my head the other day because somebody said that video is going viral about Blake Neff. Sorry, about Charles the 12th. It was going viral where he said, I don't even like shoes. And then the whole freaking oh my God, shoes video got stuck in my head. And I'm sorry, I'm not saying that like taking his name in vain, but you know that song, if you were raised in the early 2000s, if you were alive. If you weren't alive, don't make me feel old. But Google, oh my God, shoes, if you don't know what that is, and listen to it. And actually, don't listen to it if you're around children and they don't know the F word and everything else, because I did not realize how vulgar that was. And I was listening to it one morning and I was like, oh my gosh, I thought this was so funny. And I sent it to one of my really good friends and I was like, don't listen to this if your kids are around. But do you feel old right now? And Baby J, I see this right here. Just a coincidence. Are you crazy? I'm joking. I know you're joking. I hope you're joking. I hope you're joking. Yes, Marsha's asking. I'm pretty sure they do have the muffins one. They have like a bunch of them. And then also where he finds his stockings in the garage when his wife's like, have you seen this? Oh my God, shoes video from like 10 years ago? And then he's like, we need to talk. It's really funny on his YouTube. So this is what I think of now when I think of, oh my God, shoes. I think of Blake Wynn. Shoes. Just think of the song. These shoes suck. These shoes suck. All right. I can't sing. These shoes suck. Look, he likes Louboutins too. What a gangster. Hype beast. Is that on the front of his sweatpants? Oh my gosh. Do not like that. Shoes. Bunch of Yeezy shoes. It's kind of a weird choice for him, I guess. Okay. So this is the website. This is the Secret Sauce website, and it reminds me of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So when I think of Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, I hate that this pattern comes up in my head, but basically how I feel is that it's fake and weird, and I don't like it because of the video about Baron and the whatever that video is, the time machine thing, and how I do feel like it's pretty symbolic with coming down the golden escalator and how the end of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory works with like the weird in the book, I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering right, there's like that elevator that shoots off into space, and all I think about is like, what in the heck? Why are there so many weird I I'm like, what are the odds that things are that weird with that many people in the same name in orbit, and that you're all like weirdly related in a lot of ways about business and all of the things. Yeah. It's really weird. It's very inappropriate where that was placed, baby J. I agree with you. So, basically you're getting hype about retail and it says get them. Okay. Do you guys notice how the E though right here is like different? So we have Enclave Key where the initials are EK, which is Erica Kirk's initials, right? And then right here, get 'em for retail. And the E is just different. I don't know why that is like that. Don't like it. So if you would like to sign up for this product to give them free advertising, you can. You can go to their website. You can see that the website is secretsaucegroup.com. You can pay $149 a month for bots, which I do believe are illegal on most platforms, but you do you and your secret sauce business. You do whatever the heck you want. It doesn't stink at all. I hope no one gets listeria from eating your bots. But you can do all of this fun stuff and have full Discord access for $149 a month, or you can do one of their other two tiers and you can do the $69 a month for the essentials. And this one, I don't know if you even get, oh, the $149, you only get 3 auto checkouts per drop. This one, you get 1. The next one for $300 a month. You can get unlimited auto checkout runs, auto profits, monthly elite giveaways, early access for new features, VIP onboarding, full Discord access. Like that's special, even though you got it the last 2 times. Deals, freebies, and random flips, exclusive info, guides and tools, and all of these other things. So there is a lawsuit that I did find, and I'm mentioning this real quick as we get through the rest of this boring stuff to go through the rest of the fun stuff so we can be done and all get ready for Baron. But if you watch that, if you don't, you should. And I'm sad that you miss out on our teacher. I know he says professor, but listen, we're not old enough to be in college, and he's not old enough to be a professor. We're all young at heart. So that's how I feel about it. And elementary schools do not have, or high schools and stuff have principals. Colleges have like deans and stuff. There ain't no principal there. So Michael Snyder's on this lawsuit, and the Delaware Corporation filed a commercial trade contract lawsuit against Michael Snyder. It was filed in Los Angeles County, in California. And the judge is overseeing this case is this Malcolm Mackey. And the lawsuit, I have no idea what happened with it. It was really hard to figure out what happened, but Scott Goldstone individually and derivatively on behalf of Secret Sauce Corporation, a Delaware corporation et al., or all of them, versus Michael Snyder et al. So, I don't know. Don't like it. Feels kind of weird when we think about this Kirk's hot sauce. So, we're going to go to the social media that has all of this on here, and I'm going to go through each tab I have open if you would like to see it. If not, you don't have to. But what I will do, because I know that this is probably boring if you are overloaded with information, not that I think it's boring. I don't think it's boring, but if you do, I want to make sure that you enjoy it. I might do a live on Tuesday where I just go over this timeline of the sauce one by one on these bottles because they are really fun. And you might want to see it that way. I don't know if I'll get to it today, and I'm kind of losing my voice. So that is the lawsuit. This is the unicorn filing, and it's kind of weird because it like goes on in different areas. And to be honest with you, I don't want to show people's personal information, but this one is still going in 2025. So went on a long time. So I'm going to exit out of that one. This is the Celebrity Poker Tour. X page. So this one. I'm going to show this so that you can see it. 2 username changes in October of 2023 was the last name. It was verified March of 2026. It joined in August of 2023. So it joined and then it changed its username in the same year. This is what's going on here. That's cool, I guess. But just if you would like to see, I believe I have it open on here with the media. I did. Where the one in 2024 did not have Charlie's face on it on here. And I'm scrolling so that you can see it. It's sad that I've looked at this so many times that I know. It's not sad. I feel like you should be aware of what you're talking about. I should look at what year this is, though. 2026. Oh my gosh, we are way up here. I hope I have it already tagged, because if I don't, that's going to be... Oops. Okay. So August, so that's September 20. Wait, why is the one so... Okay. Anyways, this one is November of 2024. This is the one that does not show Charlie Kirk, even though 2 days before on Blake's personal, it does show Charlie Kirk. When you look at when is the presidential election, 2024. I think we did this before. November 5th of 2024. Okay. So, guys, keeping that in mind, he posts after the presidential election was already won that Charlie Kirk, on November 13th, he's posting this picture of Charlie. Those text messages that he posted were on November 6th. Yes, I'm coming to CPT. The election was on November 5th. I already covered this, but Donald Trump was already president for the next year. Like, he already knew that was going to happen. He was a big part of that. There's no surprise that that's happening. So that's just fake to begin with. I don't like it. It's gross. Don't like it. So that's what's going on. He's not up in here. He's tweeting about all this other stuff, randomly not tweeting for a while, then tweeting again about Dorito dust and all this crap. I don't know. Not the best nachos or nacho chip variety. Then there are so many, he's all caps in it. We already went over this. This is August 22nd, 2025. Guess who he doesn't post about this time? Charlie Kirk. Okay, he doesn't post about Charlie Kirk in August 22nd, 2025. When I was talking about this calendar earlier, the Saturday would be August 29th of 2025. August is before September. August is before September. So Charlie Kirk did not go to the CPT in 2025 if he was invited to that one. And he wasn't on the poster. So he didn't go 2 years in a row to that, Blake. And it doesn't agree with his brand. This does not look like something Charlie Kirk should be at. I'm not saying that people can't go play poker, euchre, whatever the frack this card game is, but it's like, you don't even... If you go to the website, it's very small reward pots as well. So I know that they're celebrities. Some of them micro celebrities, influencers, all of those things. Charlie Kirk doesn't need to do this. If he was doing this, it would be doing you a favor. And it looks like he didn't do it 2 years in a row. So I don't know. It's weird and I don't like it. This is the Secret Sauce X page, and you can see joined October 2019, like I was saying. Again, last username change, November 2025. I don't like it. It's gross. It's disgusting. You look at what they're selling here, all of this stuff, cards, all of these things that are well known for bots, just like what's all over your X accounts right now. All you see on there are bots or people that are paid to act like bots or influencers that are paid to almost only post about the same person, same people over and over and over when they don't like what someone else is saying. And then we have this sneaker obsession with the Sauce LLCs. So when I'm looking at all this, I can't think of anything other than this is gross. I bet those shoes stink, like when somebody has stanky feet, because that's all I feel up in here. And it feels weird to me. It feels fake. I don't like it. I don't think gambling is a fun family activity that people should be participating in or promoting to young people. And this website makes it more weird to me. So, when I look at the Secret Sauce, stop missing the drops, getting them, join Secret Sauce, you can join it. You can join the free Discord right here if you want. I clicked on it. You actually can't. I don't think you can, just so you know. Hold on. I couldn't when I. Oh, yeah. There's 400. Okay, I will show this. I didn't really want to, but I will. The reason I didn't join this is I don't want my information in here with these people. I don't. I'm not a fan. There's 71 people online right now in a group that has 472 members, and you have to pick your display name, and then you have to put your date of birth in there so they could easily figure out what you're up to, who you are, and all of that fun stuff. That is with the hyperlink from the website. You can join Secret Sauce, and this is what we already talked about. And this is a shameless plug for this company. If you would like to get into the bot game, if you're fake like that, you could join for these small fees per month, or you could join annually and spend $600 every 12 months, almost $1,500 every 12 months, or almost $3,000 every 12 months for these bots. And you can watch first and join when you're ready on the Discord. So any frequently asked questions you can also see on here. It's a paid membership that buys hype products for you the second they drop. Sneakers, Pokemon, sports cards, and other collectibles that sell out in seconds and resale for a profit. Wow. Love that for the rest of the world and the hardworking citizens that just want one of the drop. You tell us what you want, configure your shipping and payment once, and we run it at checkout for you every drop you choose. Okay. A run is one attempt at one item or one item on one drop. Example, prismatic EBT drop on the Pokemon Center. We run a checkout for you equals one run. So that means on that like low membership, you can only do that 3 times a month. That's crazy if you are trying to resell. And honestly, you would be better off just working with the card distributors on your own. Yes, Logan Paul made it super weird, but if you are interested in this, do not go about it this way. It is disgusting. And I don't know. What if I don't win on a drop? Not every drop hits, but we run you on every relevant opportunity in your tier. So wins compound over time. You can cancel anytime. Do I need any special hardware or setup? No, our system runs on our servers, not yours. You configure your profile, shipping address, payment method, and once we handle proxies, server load, and retry logic. You just need a phone or laptop to manage your account and confirm the wins. Okay. They have members in over 20 plus countries. Over 20 countries. I don't know why I said it exactly like it said, spelled. And some drops are region locked, US only, Nike sneakers, etc. We cover what's available in your region and you see this drop calendar before you commit. Okay, don't like it. obviously over the target somewhat because I've never seen so many disgruntled, weird body comments when I started a live stream in my life. And it makes sense when we talk about what the heck Secret Sauce is and the Wynn family. And I mean, I guess that kind of makes me feel good a little bit, but when you look at what they're doing, what they continue to do, where their focus is, and how they're focused on young people, I think that it's a little bit disheartening. So, on the next one, I have to show you this because I know I touched base on this, but I don't know if people want to see this. You can see it or you don't have to. Okay, so this is Blake's Instagram. Oh, if I do this, I think it's better for you guys. So I'm gonna make sure that it's better for you. Okay. So this is his Instagram. And when we look at this, you can see that he is the founder of Celebrity Poker Tour and Enclave Key. Enclave Key is what we talked about earlier, where you can see if you know what we do, you know how to reach us. We go to this website. It's a key, kind of like what Jeremy Boring has on his neck from Lubbock, Texas, where he grew up. That is not weird at all. So, Enclave Key is basically an influencer marketing company. Wait, do you see that secret sauce that just showed up on there? Where was that? What? Did we just talk about secret sauce? Oh my goodness. Then Las Vegas. What the heck? Celebrity Poker Tour. Oh my god. Blake Wynn right there. It's not like he tagged it in his bio. Influencer marketing, press activities, social media. The optics of your brand are super important, and community and building a loyal community is imperative. Brand activation. Stamp your brand on a target market with a bar takeover, intimate mixer, celebrity signing, and or classy gala. Gala. I don't know. I'm not fancy enough to go to those. See who's in the enclave. I'm not really a fan of any of these. I don't even like Doritos. I'm a San Pellegrino kind of girl. That's okay. This is all okay. I think Snapchat's not that great either. Influencers in the they have 2,000 more than 2,000 influencers, everybody. So your feed right now, you have no idea who's paying them, who they're working for. Are they with ATK Media? Are they a speaker signed with Turning Point USA, or are they one of these influencers? I don't know, but I can't answer that question. Only they can. And sometimes people have to come out on their own terms. The truth is too hard for them to just be able to reconcile with the public. 100 plus full access press outlets. That's great. I love that. 1.5 billion and more combined reach of the enclave. That's great. Love that for us. Sneakers all around, Enclave Key. Oh my gosh, what would you look at that? Michael Schneider, everybody. Michael Schneider pops up. Oh my gosh. There we go again. Enclave Key access to talent and VIPs within the industry has been monumental in executing and orchestrating successful celebrity campaigns and strategic in-person events. I would recommend Enclave to any brand looking to take their company to the next level. Who else was offered to be taken to the next level? Oh, I cannot think of who was offered to be taken to the next level. Who was that? Was that Charlie Kirk? Oh, I just can't. It's like right there on the tip of my tongue. I'm joking. It was Charlie Kirk. Enclave Key has been an absolute pleasure to work with. Okay, cool. I don't know who you are, Popple. E and K's article. Okay. Maybe they should hire them for their PR. I mean, people seem to be a lot more happy with the results. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot on this website. Wayback Machine's much more interesting, in my opinion, about this. But the key, the EK, how the E and the K, this is a different size than the other ones. It's capitalized. This E is very specific compared to the other ones. The Enclave, I think that this actually shows what I was kind of touching base on. I've shown this to Marsh so many times. So, do you see that's Gary Vee? What the heck? He's on here. We use the world's best storytellers to tell your story. So I'm gonna make this real big so that my face isn't screwing this up for you. All of these people are people that they've worked with. You get 11 times a higher ROI, return on your investment, from influencer marketing than the traditional. Yeah, I'm sure they do with the people posting on X. That seems to be very successful. It's going really well. 92% of consumers trust influencer posts more than ads. Okay. 6.5 times faster average return on ad spending on influencer marketing campaigns. Probably because your influencers are influencing themselves and buying whatever the frack you're selling. 75% less expensive CMPs with the Enclave than with traditional media. Here's what they have, guys: YouTube, TikTok, musicians, models, actors, entrepreneurs, fitness models, more influencers. Browse our roster of influencers that are a part of the Enclave. What? I don't know. That's kind of influencer roster. This is what we have. These people. Wow, that I would trust them. Even I don't know who they are. I would trust them. Then we have athletes. So athletes just continues to be a pattern in this realm. We have people that are dating athletes, people that are using athletes for marketing and campaigns. And I'm sure that, Tim Tebow, maybe that's how Show Faith by Works got in contact with putting some of those people on the PowerPoint that they submitted to FARA. I don't know. They seem to be really good at this influencer marketing thing. A lot of athletes on here: the NFL, NBA, MLB, PGA, CFL, more athletes. This one, more influencers, gamers, fitness models. That guy looks so happy. Entrepreneurs, Gary Vee. I can't believe that you could do that. Actors, the guy on that house flipping show, models, musicians, a TikToker, a YouTuber. Wow, guys, wait, have we not seen like YouTubers? That seems so familiar to what we have all been subjected to. Food and beverage, fashion, lifestyle and business, podcasts, sports, more communities. I don't know what this Scooby-Doo fruit snacks is, but I'm like, okay, that's kind of really random. They do it all. They do it all. There's Blake Wynn. We don't do things the normal way. We do them the right way. I think that depends on what your definition of right is, because in my opinion, using influencers to influence the public when they are being paid to influence the public, and that is not always fully disclosed or appropriately disclosed, depending on what your intention is with that influencing, and it's not a product that they really use or anything like that. To me, that's disgusting. To me, that's not the right thing to do. To me, I think that that's kind of weird. And I get it that being an influencer is a business, but that's fake and it's weird, and you shouldn't have to pay people if you actually have a good product and people like it. So they don't hand out free iPhones to everyone because that would increase how to use an iPhone. So I don't know, just focus on your product instead of marketing so much, and maybe you would just have a great product and people would want it, and you wouldn't have to pay people on the internet to talk about it. People would just be using it. They're in a lot of industries. I've been to some racing things and I've never seen that. So I bet that I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. They've been in over 200 cities. Blake is taking a lot of selfies. Relationships created countless. Enclave and Key trades on the meaningful connections made between both our clients and friends of the business, or in our case, friends of the Enclave. Okay. I googled what Enclave meant. Wasn't a big fan. Didn't know what the definition of that word was. Definitely still not a fan. So we have Ani, Mark, Adam, Adam again, Connor, Zakari. Wasn't that name? Wait a second. Wasn't that name an attorney? He's an attorney. Blake, Brock Prince, and Hayes Pollard. Those are the people that are involved in Enclave. They apparently, I think that this is a really great website. Look at all these press outlets. When you see products used or stories put out here, ABC, about Insider, Adweek, American Daily Post, BBC News. I mean, some of these are really big names. Business Insider, Business Day, Business Opportunities, Celeb Mix, CNN, Chicago Tribune, Duct Tape Marketing. I like that name actually. I think that's funny. Forbes, Forbes India, Fox 34, Harvard. That's random. Future Sharks, Fox News, Huff Mag, Influsize. I don't even know how to say that. Hollywood Unlocked, International Business Times, LA Weekly, London Daily Post, Los Angeles Times, Maxim, Mashable, NBC, Newsblaze, Daily News, New York Weekly. It just keeps going. It literally keeps going. Reuters. Wait a second. Hold on. You can pay to put something on Reuters? That seems like the opposite of what is kind of, I don't know. I'm I'm being biased now. um Sorry, I just cleaned my voice on the microphone. The Today Show, the Washington Times, Yahoo. So the next time you see a story and you see it on one of these things, go look at a FARA filing, go look at where these places are at, and then really ask yourself, do you trust what you're being told? Because half of the time, someone is paying for that to be there. So they have press access. I mean, it just keeps this whole website ideal for backlinks for maximum SEO optimization. Makes me mad the more I look at this. Okay. So that's Enclave. If you know what to do, you know how to reach us. That's their marketing on their Instagram. Then this is Blake showing that he also is the guy with Celebrity Poker Tour. So he is on here. I agree with the comment I just saw, and I was gonna bring that up as well. So someone is saying Enclave. I think they definitely know what it means. I think they mean it as anti-enclave. What does the church do when electing a new pope? They form an enclave. They have their type. So I did not know what the word enclave meant, and I felt really dumb. I don't know. I've just never used it in a sentence, and Marsh knew what it meant, so I felt kind of silly. But basically, an enclave is a territory. I'm reading this straight off of Googling it real quick because I'm not going to memorize the definition. That is entirely surrounded by the territory of only one other state or entity. An enclave can be an independent territory or part of a larger one. So when people currently talk about America being an occupied nation, what territory within a territory comes to your mind of who's occupying us? Because I'm sure if you look hard enough, you may see that somebody had a bar mitzvah. And the post said, "Daddy's home." So or no, it didn't say daddy's home. It said Shabbat Shalom, and it was his sister posting it. I covered that in the last one. So thank you. I do see a flag that I was insinuating in there. I misspoke on what I was trying to say, though. It says Shabbat Shalom, and it's his sister celebrating Blake's bar mitzvah. And it makes me laugh because Eric always said, Shabbat Shalom, daddy's home, or whatever that replayed clip is. She didn't always say it. I guess other people replayed it on X. I guess that influencing works both ways, doesn't it? Both ways. So, and I am gonna do the supers at the end, but I did just wanna say thank you. I think I missed one of the other ones earlier, so I'm sorry, but if I don't do it before or you leave, I'm trying to wrap up before Baron starts in less than 30 minutes, but I was shown, the rest of these sources, so then if I do Tuesday, I'm gonna do and I'll show it at the end, the 99 bottles of sauce on the wall, that is the fun game Marsh made of my timeline of how I keep track of things. I have it in like a chart. My master chart is pretty crazy. It's like, I don't want to tell you how many pages it is at this point because I don't know. I don't think it's crazy. It's like well over 40 pages. So this is Blake's YouTube. He had 380,000 subscribers with 382 videos. Subscribe, watch, like, comment. I love making videos, so that is what I will try and do several times a week on my YouTube channel. Thank you everyone who supports, and please leave comments about what types of sneaker videos you like to see most. I don't want to watch any sneaker videos. I'm not really into sneakers or shoes or feet or anything like that. I don't fancy those things. So Shabbat Shalom, throw those in the junk drawer. Do not want them. Anyways, he has not hit 400,000 and he stopped on December 5th of 2017. Best day of the year. I'm sure you can guess what December 5th is. My birthday. Okay. So, he started in 2016. His first video is May 20th of 2016. He stops like a year later. What weirded me out, guys, is that he stops and then he moves. Like, he doesn't update it again. And he moves, remember, in August of 2018 to New York. So I'm like, okay, he's doing the sneaker thing, but he kind of stops. But then he's like posting still. So he goes from not posting to posting. So 6 years ago, then to 1 year ago. So this is his, I don't know if this is his mansion. No, this is his friend's mansion. I don't know. This is his sneaker reselling business. How Blake Wynn became the NFL's youngest CEO at 19. Okay. I'm dropping out of college, and here's why. It's not clickbait. Oh, he's in Hawaii. But, yep, he is saying that he's showing you episode 3. Oh, he has his second channel, the Celebrity Poker Tour at this time. Is that a registered business at that time? Oh, and his username changes again? That's weird. If you put these in the search bar of you take someone's old username, you put parentheses around it in Twitter or Instagram, you can find a lot of posts just putting parentheses around this part I highlighted here if you like to look at things. This is him running. This is where I don't know what he's doing. Is this his New York apartment? Sneakering. Those are Yeezys. Again, weird choice. Risk and reward. This is something sneaker related. I don't know. He's got the gold chain. He takes it real serious. He's dropping out of college. The dude is just doing crazy things. That's what he's doing. And this is the Just Win website, you have to log into this, everybody. So you cannot just go see what they have on here. You have to literally log in. You know who else has stuff like this? I think one of Lori's old websites. I'm pretty sure the Wexner Foundation, you have to log into something. Jeremy Boring had something that you used to have to log into too. It doesn't make you don't have a website like this that you have to log into. This is Just Win Sneakers, 39 posts. This is Blake. Major key throwback to meeting Mr. Foamposite. I don't even know how you say that himself. I'm not really into sports, so look at the age difference. Think of Erica Kirk in 2016, and this is Blake in 2016. Sneakers for life. Hollywood. He does spend a lot of time in California as well. Pretty sure his dad moved to California. So he likes the brands. It's on brand. Here's this again. I don't know why I have that so many tabs open. You can see this is his Just Win Inc. converts connection into global success with athletes, talent, politicians, and entrepreneurs. This one, though, I'm just realizing on here, guys, I had that wrong and I just misspoke and I do not want to misspeak. So I'm going to have to take that out of here. But Blake does have the Just Win thing. Wait a second. I'm very confused. Because I'm going to have to look into this more. But I think the one I just showed you, where you have to log in and it says like connect. Let me see if that's where you. Nope. Well, it looks like another leading global strategy company at the center of sports, talent, and crisis. What are the odds of that? Wait, guys, hold on. Am I wrong or is this changed, Marsh? Do you see that? I know that's the logo of that other sports team. The Los Angeles Rams or something. What in the heck just happened? We're going to have to hold on that. Maybe I will go Tuesday to finish the bottles of sauce on the wall because that is not what the other one was. And if you go to this, hold on. I'm going to go again at the end. Sorry, I'm really thirsty. I'm like losing my voice again. And I know I have an autoimmune thing. I lose my voice a lot. Well, now the website's not there. I'm going to have to look at that. Ignore. We'll look at that later. This is Kirk's hot sauce. So when I'm talking about the secret sauce, if you did not know, Charlie Kirk had a hot sauce company. He did. It was a family-owned hot sauce company. Kirk's Hot Sauce is an all-American hot sauce brand inspired by the Iowa football legend Carol Chick Kirk and brought to life by his grandson, Charlie Kirk. We built Kirk's Hot Sauce. I just spaced out, sorry. On the same foundation of American excellence the Kirk family is known for, always striving to be better than yesterday's best and being the first to get in the game while others stay on the sidelines. Carol Chick Kirk. This is him. Triple threat player, 1907, captain of the team. That's Charlie. It's right there. It's the founder and president of Turning Point, Charlie Kirk Show. His daily podcast. Notice how it says his. It doesn't say Andrew Colvitz. Daily podcast. Multiple best-selling books, social media accounts, and media appearances, even though he didn't have access to all of his social media accounts. Chicago native, lifelong sports fan, loves a good hot sauce. After perfecting his family's hot sauce recipe, it quickly became a favorite among his friends, family, and colleagues. Pretty much everyone who tried it, and that is how Kirk's hot sauce was born. You can go buy this if you want. It's on the interweb. It is Kirk? Yeah, it is kirkshotsauce.com. You can buy it. You can buy the merch. You know, they always got the merch. Good on everything. Buy sauce now. I love how it's in all caps. Buy it. Buy it now. Recipes, they have it all. Kirk's hot sauce, go get you some. It is America's favorite hot sauce. Try it today. It's good on everything. It's good on everything. This is their Instagram. Thank you, Foxy Nor Kalashik. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Thank you for saying the Bolts and the San Diego Chargers. The Bolts are San Diego Chargers logo. I'm pretty sure that's what Blake had on his other stuff. So I need to look into that more because it looked like something changed and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. So thank you for mentioning that. I did see it. This is Charlie giving a thumbs up with his hot sauce. I miss him. Miss him a lot. Didn't know I could miss somebody I didn't know in real life. 2022 is when the first post on this account, February 11th of 2022. You can see people commenting on here. So that is what's on here. Charlie talking about the hot sauce. They only follow 39 people. Lions Not Sheep is on here. The Babylonian Bee is on here. Wonder if that was a recent. Savannah Hernandez. TPUSA Events. That's a given. America First Works. Conservative Lady Corners. Jamie Stevenson Wilson. That's one of the founders or the people on the stuff. Real America's Voice News. Good Ranchers. Culture Apothecary. I'm not going to say that right. I don't care. Tim Tebow. Dave, the pizza guy. Turning Point USA. That's a given. Terrence Williams. Chicks on Right. Oh, wait. What is that? ATP, All Things Possible Ministries. Wait a second. Hold on. Charlie Kirk did not manage his own social media accounts. Andrew Colvett did, right? Like ATK Media. So All Things Possible Ministries was followed by this Kirk's Hot Sauce account that I'm sure Andrew Colvett was also doing the posting on, maybe. That's interesting when you look into Andrew Colvett's first wife and her parents' nonprofit that is very similar to ATP Ministries and them being pastors that moved from New Zealand to Europe where they had their kids be in this band that I was working on a story for. But it's a little bit weird. Dan Bongino. What? Dan Bongino. Charlie. Oh, Jack. Yep, that's great. Love that. Love that. Victor Marks. Raging Riots. Wait, guys, hold on. Kirk's Hot Sauce. Andrew Colvett allowed this to still follow real Candace Owens. That is just crazy to me that he would still allow that to happen, but it is what it is. And I'm glad that I hold on a second. I have to screenshot that. Screenshot. I have to have that right now because I did not realize that when I first looked. So, Tyler Boyer followed that first. That's a surprise. Mikey McCoy. Just going through it. But that's what's on here. Pioneer Woman. That's kind of a given because of the industry. Become part of the Kirk family today with a hot pepper. That's great. This is already showed that. Making sure I did these as I'm exiting. So when you think about the time that Blake Wynn is posting a year ago that he was in New York City, Erica Kirk was also in New York City as Blake is moving to Las Vegas. This is New York, New York. But baby, just remember, there's a difference between being willing and being ready. And trust me, no one is ever ready. Hug, E. She does like hugs. And that time, she's definitely in New York. She's going to the celebrity dentist in New York when Blake is in New York in September. So a month after Blake says he moves to New York of 2018. Shout out to the most gorgeous, brilliant, loving, joy filled dentist in the world. My go to, you flood the souls around you with such love and light. Love you, Dr. Victoria adds. Thank you for drying me off post New York City torrential downpour today. The world is better and brighter and brighter place. The world is a better and brighter place because of you. You're forever my MVP. Well, at least she wasn't going to Shuliak. She practiced in New York, but potatoes, potatoes. In New York that whole time, September 8th, 2018, New York, New York, Sherry Hill thing. She's up in there. This is September 6th, 2018, New York, New York. Circle got smaller. Vision got larger. Huh. Yeah. New York, New York. You should see me in a crown. August of 2018. Same time, Turning Point USA is opening up its headquarters in Arizona when Tyler Boyer convinced Charlie Kirk to open the headquarters in Arizona. Because, in my opinion, Tyler Boyer, I don't know if I just said Andrew Boyer like 3 times. Tyler Boyer was not a politician that the people liked there. He was not successful. People were posting about him. The way he became the Board of Regents person wasn't even the normal way that people did that. He wasn't accepted by the people there because he would speak on things he did not know about. And that is a big problem that Turning Point USA has without Charlie Kirk there. Because Charlie was the one reminding people, we don't do that. And Andrew even said that out loud. You don't talk about things like that unless you are aware of what you are saying, especially when you are a public nonprofit or in politics. That's not how that works. People are going to check you on that. That's what politics is. You shouldn't be all up over that, saying wrong things and untrue things. And same month, Blake is moving to New York City and he's unhappy and all this stuff, is when Erica literally goes to the Turning Point USA headquarters opening, invited by Tyler Boyer, and meets Charlie briefly before she leaves. He messages her on Instagram. I'm sure he was encouraged to, and asks to meet again. She reads it, kind of ignores it for a few days as she's in the Hamptons posting a picture in front of the flag, the Confederate or not Confederate flag, whatever you call I don't know what the name of that one is. The flag of the colonies. I can never remember that name. The one with the circles. But that's what she's doing. She's over there posting that picture, opening Instagram enough to post that, but then ignores Charlie's message, even though she wants a job there and everything, and meets him at Bob's Burger, and he decides that Bob's Burger's in New York, and he decides, hey, I don't want to hire you, I want to date you, I want to marry you. What? I don't know. Don't like it. So, thank you for stopping by. I see Swamp Lover in there, but this is this is a post. So, she's posting this. She's in the Hamptons, which also makes me think she lies about when she is in the Hamptons. Because if we're talking about when Charlie Kirk opens the Turning Point USA headquarters, when you're talking about when he opens that in 2018, he's opening that on August 10th of 2018. I was making sure I wasn't misspeaking on the date. She posts this picture August 1st of 2018. So you're telling me, Erica, you go to the Hamptons. You're posting this August 1st, whether it's the month before, whatever. You go back to New York City. You go back to the Hamptons again, and that's when you open this message from Charlie. But you only post a picture tagged in the Hamptons as your location on August 1st, 2018. You could say all you want to say about it, but when you look at your other posts, it doesn't make sense. You have spiritual gangster on here. I don't even want to talk about. I've talked a little bit about some things with someone else on that. So we have Miss Erica. I'm going to scroll to it just so that we can see that with the timeline going through. Oh, there's so much on here now. Went from like nothing to everything. Trying to do this real fast. She's got the heart of a lion. There is a lot of lions around all of this. Okay, almost. Keep going. Keep on swimming. Keep on swimming. Oh, there's Tucker Carlson. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. All right. Almost. Oh, look, they're engaged. White House, Washington, D.C., one nation under God. All right. We're there. Oh, I also can't believe she hasn't deleted this. Anyways. Wait, I went too far, guys. I went far, far away. I have 4 minutes. 4 minutos. Oh, no. Wait, hold on. I'm getting discombobulated because I'm doing it this way instead of the tab way. This is why I shouldn't have done this. Marsha's probably already messaged me like 10 times. This photo right here gets me. I'm just here for the snow day. I posted this on X. Tyler Boyer in the comments. Snow you're not. You snow the truth, winky face. I don't know, but she's dating Charlie at this time, so really any of that, wrong. Wrong. Okay, here it is. So she's at the Hamptons, August 1st. July, it's Watermill, New York. Then it's just New York. Does she post the Hamptons again after she meets Charlie the next day, right? Because this is August 9th. This is the day before, the sunset the day before. If she's taken this picture on that day, she goes to that Turning Point USA headquarters opening on August 10th, 2018. She's out there with the cacti from the Hamptons. She's back August 17th, 2018. It says New York, New York with Sydney. Then she says New York, New York, September 6th. New York, New York, September 8th. Okay. September, New York, New York. September, this is Arizona. This is the old picture. October, New York, New York. New York, New York. New York, New York. Clickbait. Yep, I would say that is clickbait. Not the kind I like. New York, New York. Burn, baby, burn. New York, New York. She worked on pickup lines for the past 6 months. This is November 2018. It's not like she was dating Cabot Phillips and then athletes before that. New York, New York. She's already ate with Charlie at this point. Did you guys see any more pictures in the Hamptons? Because I did not. Only saw the one. And then, if you look, you can also see right before she meets. Wait, another one in Scottsdale? May 2018. She posts the American flag there. Huh. Weird choice of when to start posting the American flag all the time after it looks like there was a clear path on where you were going. So that's how I'm going to wrap this up. And I am honestly, I'm losing my voice a little bit. So I may do a quick synopsis or quick overview on Tuesday and finish up the 99 bottles. But basically, oh, wait, you guys can't see me. That's awkward. Barron should be going live in 1 second, and I recommend that you all go watch that. He is great as always. there's a little bit more that I wanted to touch base on that I obviously got behind on because I just do that sometimes. So basically, we have all of these people coming together, and we have the celebrity poker tournament and Charlie being posted in 2024, Charlie not showing up in 2024 or 2025. But Blake did post on September 15th of 2025, and I didn't show it, but that he was keeping a empty chair for Charlie. And Blake and Erica both call it a friendship, but they clearly continue to hang out. Then we have the claims of when people said that they were dating. I don't really dwell on this. I think it was reported. Both of them denied it. It is what it is. If they are or if they aren't, it's not really verified that they were dating at all. Then what I think is more important is, why does this secret sauce company seem to be something that is so weird, that has Blake on it, that is in Arizona, that is bots and all of this weird stuff? I'm not a big fan, and I don't like how I feel like it's all covered up. So, long story short, I oh, oops, I don't know how to click on stuff. So, basically, we have a kid with $44, a casino name, a company with the secret sauce, multiple companies with secret sauce, whether his name's on all of them or one of them, and then Charlie's hot sauce company. I don't think this is a coincidence. I think it's a recipe, and I honestly think it was a recipe for disaster as soon as it started. We've got the weird ingredients that seem to keep coming up on paper. We don't have a chef's confession, but what we do have is a multi-course gourmet meal that reeks of not tasting good and what it is supposed to be, especially because of the influencer focus, celebrity focus, and weird trails that I think are not a coincidence. Everything I said is stuff that I found on the internet. That's why I wanted to pull it up and show it to you so that you didn't think I was making some weird allegation, because I'm not. What I am saying is there continues to be a weird paper trail of public profiles, and these public figures keep posting these things themselves or filing LLCs that seem to be related. Basically, these accounts and businesses seem to overlap between the MAGA movement, the Trump administration, and Turning Point USA, especially in the Las Vegas and gambling orbit. There are a few things I uncovered that I believe ties this more into the MAGA movement that I am planning on reviewing with the Secret Sauce Bottles in the Wall game that I can go over on Tuesday. I think some people may like it better that way, so sorry if you didn't like today. If you did like, even if you didn't like, it would help if you hit like on the show. It does help get it out there, and I appreciate you guys coming tonight. I can't prove that this secret sauce is suspicious. To me, it's suspicious, and that's all I need to keep digging into it a little bit more. And I think that that's the difference between noise and what could show more of a connection. So I'm going to go over the supers, and then I appreciate if you're here. Please go watch Baron. I think he's going live right now. And I'm going to go over these. So thank you for the Jules Bannard Mare 9190. And more jewels. Ooh, this one sparkles. Oh, wait, this one's a silver star. I like that. John, thank you for the super chat. I'm here late, but here. It's okay. We get along, John. If I'm not late, did I even show up? So thank you. A-Train. Wow, you gave me jewels while you were snorkeling. The best. Oh, wait, now 100. 2 jewels, 100. Thank you. Uncle Ert, thank you so much for sending that. And then CW4596 with the $20 super chat without saying anything. Thank you so much for the super chat. For that. Andy Swatching 1, 350 jewels, a finger heart. Thank you. And then, oh wait, I clicked on the wrong one. And then I appreciate your investigation skills and your beautiful personality from Foxy Norcalchick. Oh, Foxy Norcalchick, like Foxy North Carolina chick or Northern California? Which one? Always been interested in going out to, this is going to sound really weird. I know it is like Murder Mountain, Humboldt County. I think that documentary is fascinating. I know someone that went there. So, and I will have to pull these up and I will put them in the next show because so when you do a super chat, I think at the bottom of the chat, it has it in there where you have to hit a plus button. But I wanted to also thank Amy for being supportive. She just sent me, and love you too, Chew Blue Goo, a Venmo. So thank you. I will have that in the next one and screenshot it. And then I think that we put someone down for the wrong one. So I wanted to give a thank you to Nicholas Conzioloca. I don't think I'm saying that right. And it's Basic Niche, the handle. And they have a YouTube channel as well. So go check that out. And they do a very cool Japanese timber frame. And it looks really cool. So go check that out. And I'm going to have the screenshot pulled up right because I think we put the wrong username with that the last time we talked about it. So Northern California. So you're right by Humboldt County, right? Or you're around the area. But thank you so much for being here. Please hit the like button. I may go live on Tuesday, probably, but it will be earlier, hopefully, because I hate going to bed late on a weekday while I still work full time. But I appreciate all of you being here, spending your time with me today. And even if you're a bot that watched the show, I appreciate you. And I appreciate your words about my eyeballs. It's not like I'm self-conscious watching myself at all when my eyes get big, when I'm like going over here or there's lights in my eyes. Nobody would ever be self-conscious about that. But I appreciate you all coming, and I hope to see you next time, and hope that you all go over to Barron's like KK Mishka is saying. I do agree. Let's go see Barron. Bye. Thank you for coming.
I don't give a damn. So you better be calm. With safari hat on. We digging deep, come on. Yeah. Born in the country that was meant to be free. Gifted in yapping to prove conspiracy. Educated in the cornfield but dreaming of the beach. Inspired by a humble host, let that man preach. Republican, nah, Democrat, ew. Reporting what's true through a new view to you. I don't give a damn. So you better be calm. With safari hat on. Until the weeds come on. I don't give a damn. So you better be calm. With safari hat on. We digging deep, come on. Yeah. Tiger shark circle, but I'm staying the course. Deep research, digging, overturn every source. 10, 10, foil, squirrel, organize the chaos. Gather